Welcome to Meadowbrook Members Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glacier Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small coeducational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who were actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Alright, ready. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Members podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. One, go! Today is Sunday, January 29, 2023, and welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook Memories. Me, as usual, Glacier, our Lance, our Prince, our Jelly, and any one of those names will do. Join us back today is my original co-host, who really don't need no introduction to this conversation because when him get cut, him blood run blue and green because of his love for Meadowbrook. So welcome back, Alfred Hitchcock Henry. And you can hear his conversation in episode number 10. So go listen to Freddie, Memories, and subscribe. Also join us today is my lifelong friend Douglas Crooks, who really don't need an introduction either because he's a regular co-host on this conversation. And you can go back and listen to his memory on episode number 8. So welcome back, Dougie. Our guest today will need a proper introduction because even though I remember him pretty well as a man in my mind who caused the biggest upset for Meadowbrook Sports Day when he win 100 meter, and he tell me say it was no upset for him. So we're gonna get into that. It was no surprise for him at all. Our guest started in Meadowbrook in 1972 as a bachelor student from the 9th grade achievement test and left in 1977, and we're going at the 9th grade achievement test because that was a special kind of test for high schoolers back in the 70s. I don't know if them still have it. He described himself as a diehard Sanders House member and dominated 100 and 200 meter on sports day. He was sergeant in the cadet corps and became acting prefect in 4th Farm, which is very unusual because if my memory is right, you become prefect acting or not when you reach 6th Farm. So our guest leadership skill was identified from as early as 4th Farm. He eventually went on to become schoolboy and president of the Student Council in 1976-77 school year. But without further ado, our guest is here to tell his own story. So Meadowbrook Memories, welcome back. Welcome, Archie Hylton. Archie, introduce yourself, my brother.
Thank you very much, Prince, and greetings to all at Meadowbrookites and friends and well-wishers. Archibald Hylton, as I said, from Meadowbrook, from the Grade 9 Achievement Test Group 3, the Grade 3C of 1972. And I want to big up them people because I will still have a link. Most of us still keep the touch with each other. I don't know if you want to ask me, when I listen to most of your interviews and things, you ask people about how them get to come to Meadowbrook. So I don't know if I jump in the gun.
No, all right, Dougie and Fred introduce himself and then we're going in. I ask the first question, Archie. Yeah, man. But thank you. Thank you, Archie. I'll get the opportunity to talk about every and anything you want to talk about, man. No worries.
No problem.
Okay. To make it flow. Dougie, reintroduce yourself back, my brother.
Yeah, Douglas Crooks. Meadowbrook is great school, and anything I can do to move Meadowbrook dial forward, I do it. And I support every Meadowbrook person here, the unfortunate ones who are not here with us. Just blessings and guidance to everybody. So happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Dougie. And Freddie, reintroduce back yourself, my brother.
Yeah, man. Especially like how maybe Archie not even know much about me still. Alfred Henry. Meadowbrook name is Hitchcock, straight. Came to Meadowbrook, 1977. Stayed 3 years. Was like a millionaire. Give thanks.
All right, Freddie. Thank you. So, Archie, by now, I just say I listen to somebody conversation, them. The first question we ask everybody who come on them conversation, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
This one is a nice question, and it's an interesting one. I said neither of the above because you know why. I went to a school down in the fringe of the ghetto named All Saints, which is just on the border of Jonestown, Trenchtown, Hannahtown. So it's right in the little ghetto area that it goes. So and it's down this apart from being a St. Mary man, which Miss McLennan Spanner, Sanders Heights, is also from. She's from Islington too. So when she find out that St. Mary come from, she hugged me up even greater in her Sanders house. But when I chose I did the grade 9 achievement test, and I down there, so I only know about Woolmers and KC. And in terms of a high school, because I write in a my little community, so KC was my first choice, and I think probably Woolmers. Never knew anything about Meadowbrook. So when I got the letter, and I sit down on the bed the day I got addressed to my mom, and I sit down and I look, let me see some Ministry of Education. I say, I wonder if I'm exam, I wonder if I result. So I open the letter, and there it was, my pass, but me not get to go KC. Me go to school near Meadowbrook. And me say, what is? Which school? Me don't know about no school near Meadowbrook. But I remember because if you know where Jonestown is, our Study Park Road, Slipen Road, is just across from Orange Street. So when I go Heroes Park, and so when we used to go play, we used to see this 37 bus mark Meadowbrook, and used to 35. You used to know the bus them by heart. So me know about Meadowbrook from the bus number 37. So so my brethren over Jonestown and your Bartlett Scott, and Bartlett did pick for KC too. So no, Bartlett never picked for KC, sorry. Bartlett, we did the grade 9 achievement together, but we are brethren. So I say, no, me I run go tell Bartlett, no, so me pass to go Meadowbrook. Me pass, but I not get to go KC, me get to go to school near Meadowbrook. And me say, Bartlett, I come check me, and Bartlett disappointed. Bartlett said, boy, I not get to go to school. So me say, which school you go? Which school you get picked for? Him say, go KC. So me say, but a KC me want, and them say me go to Meadowbrook, but him say, but a Meadowbrook me the pick for because I have a girl I go there. So when me hear a girl school, that did kind of perk me up a little bit, but I'm never that too enthusiastic. And then every time he says an uptown school, and then because we only used to down the so we like the idea that you can just KC was the school basically when I said that, and I still have a deep affection for KC up to this day after Meadowbrook. Mm-hmm. So anyway, when we go to school now, this is the first thing now you're going to say what pull me, strike me with Meadowbrook. I on the 37 bus the very first day, and I reach right at Dunrabin Avenue, going up there, right at which part the bus part, the 37 bus stop is there. And I see this girl come on the bus, and me and her make 4, and I say, wow. You know what I'm saying? You're hit by the bolt or something, and the girl just, yeah, it's a nice girl. And I wonder if I Meadowbrook she go. Because I never know the uniform or nothing, The turnout. So, but as the bus I go up radio room, I realize that more and more people, girls are coming on the bus in that uniform. But me don't know the school them were there or anything. And I think at one time I had to go up there when we had to go and meet Mr. Tarp and them things. So, but me don't know the uniform. So when we reach this, because me know the stop, or when we reach the stop, me see everybody I come off and me say, yes. I just see them school the girl I go. That was the first thing that hooked me to Meadowbrook, This girl, me not call her name, I don't know who she neither. You never get married.
I hear you, Archie, yeah.
So that was the first thing, and then now the second thing that struck me about the school was the calmness of the the whole environment was the tranquility of the place. So just everybody, like my school, I used to go near All Saints, you know, that's one of the roughest school, one of the Eton Senior School, the roughest school in the ghetto there, because it reached a point that after I graduated and left this, so I was a head boy down there so too. so like say, I have that quality following me, but them locked down the school there because of the level of violence and thing we used around the school, you know. But so I bring that up to say that when the first day up at Meadowbrook, and there's this virgin named Birthright. I mean, I think you know that know him, a big tall virgin, and he was a batch of 3C batch before us too. And him come to us the day and him introduce himself, and is that sort of vibe. People come to you and introduce himself to you and thing. And Birthright tell you say, boy, them a 3C too, and you know him say, we have to make sure we do well, you know, because you are coming as 3C, them not expect you to do so well, you know, because them a check say, because they had that sort of vibe about
a stigma. I say a 3C is like, you know, quite as good as the A and the B.
Yeah, as good as so that's why you're going in a 3C. Everybody was really so nice, and because I remember even saying, let me tell you something. You see, when we down at All Saints there prior to 1972, regularly, sometimes any little thing can happen. You know, sometimes a man like a senior school girl or a senior school man like a All Saints girl, and that kick off. And me talk about a whole at the battalion at them time, the arm and barracks, and them people have to come out to calm down them to school, you know. The way them used to terribly, you know. Like I was like really shocked to say that nobody now fight. I don't go by school down there, so the fighting is a regular thing, you know. Fight and stab up, and then police have to come. But when I look at it, I say, no man, but you know this. I think I even saw to Bert and said to him, say, then them people, them no fight, and he must say, no man, them thing you know going up here, so man.
I'm going on the article, I'm going to make it continue, but what Birthright last name?
I can't remember, but he was a big strapped-in brother, and he like 6 foot something, man. He used to work at Jamaica. I remember he used to be at Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't probably.
I'm on might hear this and call me and tell me how old that is, man. I don't remember yeah, but go ahead. Sorry, Archie. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, that was the next thing that really strike me as a exceptional school, and the community was so beautiful and thing. So guys, my plans was, you know, I going to go Meadowbrook for the first term, you know, and then I'm gonna get the transfer, go to KC, you know. But my plan, you know. But within the day, well, the combination of this girl from on the 37 bus that turned out, and then she come find out, say she come when we have the first out in the woman in a Sanders house too. More
that's come like a him call it used to get at the research track a trifecta. I get this Archie, yes.
Yeah. and then she that one time, because I the other thing I was I think from 3C we'll start act up as house captain but I don't think I was house captain at 3C, but I was probably sports captain for Sanders, and because Mr. McLennan threw me at the deep end at the very first time. You understand? So me end up that me and her have to be working, and it never start off on a good note because we were always fighting each other. But anyway, so much for she.
Yeah, man, but let me ask you something, Archie, before we start going to the school and Miss McLennan, because you take the 9th grade achievement test, you know what your common entrance?
Yeah, man, I did common entrance but never get through.
Okay.
Yeah, so after, if you do common entrance and you don't get through, then you do the grade 9 achievement test. Part of my problem was that my early stages of my education career was a bit choppy because my mother was a postmistress. So she keep moving them, you know, them move them all over the place. So I whole heap a little different school before I end up settled, you know? So we used to be like in St. Mary, a different district and them sort of thing. So that was the issue as to they probably early failures in the common entrance, you know?
No, man, and the reason why I ask Archie, come on, I big up the 9th grade, you know. A lot of people don't know
Yep.
what the 9th grade achievement test is, you know. I know about it because I have a couple of cousins where they take it. You follow me? And I have a sister-in-law, I think, take it too, yeah. And the pass it, but so go explain to the people exactly what the 9th grade achievement test about and all them way there.
Yeah. So what it is that back then in the primary school days, I think grade 9 was the last grade before you exit school, primary school. So they give you is like a last chance them give you. So it's a similar exam you do like the common entrance, but is your last chance. And then no, because at that age you would be at the level of a third former. So if you go into these high schools in the middle of the curriculum in terms of the form, so you're going at a third level. So but then they have like they used to have streams. So A stream are the bright are supposed, then B, and then C now them just joking C now. So C is supposed to be kind of like the little,
Yeah, man.
struggling
See,
class.
everyone them come in, them have to prove themselves, Archie. You come in as
Exactly.
Yeah, remember, when me come in, me come in at 4C,
Yeah.
which was like people who passed you passed the third farm bracket. They're still in a C stream.
Yeah.
And
Following,
Doug,
you know,
you go ahead, Fred, sorry, yeah.
No, I say the following year, you have to prove yourself, so you're going to the A stream or the B stream.
Same.
And
That's true.
And Doug in the same position like you, Archie, because Doug come in, he never pass a common entrance, as him talk about on film thing, but he come in the C stream. So Doug, you want to talk about that, little?
I mean, I was not successful with it, and some of these exams can really put you down and put you in a box, so to speak. So I felt like when I came to Meadowbrook and they say I'm in the C stream, you almost feel rejected, and therefore I came in there with a lion heart to do well. And as you know, every day I was praying in the bathroom and I praying to God to help me with my schoolwork, and it worked out. And anytime you start from a position behind, sometimes it can be a good thing for you because you're working so hard to prove your worth, and you are worthy regardless of whatever stream you came in under.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For me, Jelly, for me, it was probably something good because what happened is I came from Grantham. When I came to Meadowbrook now, I expect the boy, them kids are really, really bright and I can't match up with them. Coming up, I know we have a high school experience at Fort Farm. When me come realize that me were in at the top of the C class, I build my confidence.
Yeah.
Move on. Yeah. And then the following year, me end up in the A stream, which was even more motivating to me.
Yeah.
So I go both. Yeah. And then what Archie said about the exam, them they did have 3 exams. They have the common entrance, technical entrance, and the grade 9 achievement. So each one, if you fail one, you have to pick up and you keep going. But the technical entrance, now you could only go KT or...
The technical school, stats are KT, yeah.
No.
At the time, yeah.
No. Can me come from down the area where Archie talked about, but me come from further down.
Yeah, Archie, yeah.
Primary.
So, Archie there?
Yeah, man, I'm here, yeah.
Yeah, man, no. So, I just bring that up because a lot of people come to Meadowbrook. There was a girl I had about 2 weeks ago, and she came through the 9th grade achievement test. I want to talk about that because I don't want nobody to feel, say, you come through that system there, it's like, and all of them felt the same when you're coming in, it's like you have to prove on yourself. But guess what? Prove on yourself when you're dead. When you're outside. You follow me, I said to you, Archie. So that's why.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say to you, from my 3C batch, right? You have Marina Scarlett. She's a doctor. Yeah. You have Lilith Burke. She's a lawyer. And quite a few of us went up to university. Well, I went to university in London. And as my aspiration was always to be a lawyer. And, almost got there. Did my law degree and everything. Got accepted. I'll tell you, most people in upper London that people never used to believe, but I was accepted to go read at the bar at the Inner Temple. No, the Inner Temple is a top in to read, because very few black people get the chance. Them say it's probably just stroke of luck why me did get it the man them say. But for family reasons and thing, I never take up a thing, and I regret it. But that is another story. And there is about 4 to 5 others, who have been to university. Some of them part time, and some talking from that 3C batch. I can't remember all of them. I remember like.
Yeah, go ahead, I was going to call out the people when you come to school and meet, man. The 3C batch, the friend when you meet at Meadowbrook when you just come. Call out them name.
Why the whole of them? All right, let me tell you.
Call out remember, man. Yeah, man.
You have Everall Hammond, you have Norman Grasset, you have Jerome Gray, the great Jerome Gray. I don't forget that joke with Jerome, but later on I might hear it. And then you have the women, then you have Marina Scarlett, you have Claudette Milford, where some go there, Valerie Parks, Nadine. We can't remember the whole card. Me saw my book, the book that you put on the thing, and one of them borrow my book and give me it back. I should have the book here in front of me now. But Everton Smith, my great deceased virgin that Gregory wasn't in the 3C batch.
Gregory Phillips.
Yeah, Gregory was coming from first farm and come up, but
okay, you're going to third farm and meet him.
In the group with us at all, but the whole heap and we mentioned Lily Burke, she's a lawyer, Marina Scarlett, the doctor. The name all of them, man, but all of it, because we have a 3C link, Meadowbrook link, where we keep in touch all the while. But to be honest, because through me kind of back off of the social media thing, because of my spirituality thing, which is a personalized thing. Me really try not to do too much on the internet thing. But all of them, man. I mean, I big up my 3C, but even if I don't call them name, I don't remember them. But me telling them, say they were, because all Mr. talk about our batch, and say we were exceptional. Because when them expect, say, boy, we would just struggle. We were right there. In fact, I tell you what, most of the 3C batch, by the time we go fourth farm, everybody come out at 3C and go at 4A and 4B,
And as you remember, Archie, that your batch, was it the first batch from 9th grade for go Meadowbrook?
No, because remember I said Birthright. I can't remember what Birthright was before us, and he was like, he was 2 years ahead of us because they were 5th farm when we. And probably after that, we may have been the last batch. I'm not sure. I can't remember see any other 3C coming during my tenure there at school up to 77. Don't remember. That may have been the last because they did discontinue the grade 9 thing, I think,
Yeah, I think so to Artie. I just because go ahead, Freddie.
It was discontinued, but they started back. Because a couple of schools, like, for example, JC, they stopped taking the grade 9 achievement. Some of the top schools didn't take them anymore. But they were having it, and it's still on now. Because remember my nephew Martin?
Yeah.
He passed both technical entrance and grade 9.
Okay. So up to lately, they had to go on the same way, Freddie.
Yeah, because them used to, but JC, they used to have a 3D.
Yeah. In the 90s, I mean, up to the 90s, it's still going.
Yeah, until it came back now, I think.
Up to the 80s, the 80s, Freddie. Yeah.
Completely gone now because they don't have all school anymore.
Right. Because I think what happened actually is that because they expand the amount of students that come from first farm.
Yeah.
Because the numbers of Meadowbrook got greatly increased in my time, right? And Vivian talked about that, and that will come out next week. Where Meadowbrook from a school of 300 or 400 to about 1,000 within a short space of time because they expanded the amount of first farmers that come in. It was like, instead of 4 first farms, it was like 8 first farms, 4 morning shifts and 4 evening shifts. So there's a whole heap more numbers that are coming, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they went on the shift system. Yeah, I remember that.
So, who are some of... Sorry, Dougie, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what's funny is so Nesta just bring up the yearbook there with Archie. I'm gonna say Archie on it. A. Hilton,
Mm-hmm.
a man of his word, holds discussions with himself, alias Neck. Are you that, Archie?
That are the sixth
So
form yearbook, doggy.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, but
looking at it. I'm looking at it when he was in fifth form,
big
and I
farm.
see L. Burke, I see H5, I see Christopher Dunkley,
Yeah,
Gaynor,
right.
Trevor Hewitt, E.
Mm,
Hammond,
Everall.
Peter Keane, yeah, Peter
Yeah.
Keane,
Mm.
J. Keane, Fitzgerald Leard.
Yeah, Fitzlear.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, C. Miller, C. Milford, C. Madden, and V. McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I see you, so Archie.
Yeah, man. You see, that's why I said to your friends that when I tell you, say, I come in from country just to keep my word. Ever
Yeah.
since.
No, man. I
Yeah.
respect that, Archie. Big time respect for
Yeah, man.
that, man. Big time.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
It,
talk about Miss McLean and Archie, and you love
mm,
with you love your relationship initially. Before you talk about Miss McLean, what some of the teachers that may come in and meet, and you talk about Mr. Taps, you talk about the teacher them where you meet.
yeah, no, but me clear that for you about me. No, there's no love here between me and Miss McLennan, you know. No, man. Miss McLennan was always love, man, with me and Miss McLennan. She was, me couldn't do nothing wrong to Miss McLennan, man. Then why they used to tease me and say, I true, me come from St. Mary, and she come from St. Mary, me a spanner boy. And,
So, she know you come from St. Mary. You tell her that, or she just know that.
That
we,
sound like me.
probably would have discussed, would have been talking, and so she pick it up along the line, you know?
Okay.
Because it's like, I remember, you know, I could remember she definitely come to me and tell me, say she want me in a Sanders house, and I don't know. Like, she must ask me if I can, what sports me can do and them thing there. She probably just thumb me up and look.
Hey, Jerry,
Yeah, go ahead,
Jerry.
Freddie. Go ahead, Freddie.
No, Archie, I said them things, you know. And it come like I saved him, Miss McLean said to me when me come in the brook, you know.
You tell me how to recruit. Miss McLean, in my mind, you know. It's like how the footballer them recruit people. Miss McLean was the Sanders recruiter through and through, you know, first. But go ahead, Freddie, tell the story.
I know. I went to Ratney house meeting 2 weeks straight, you know.
Because I get picked for
And
Ratney.
and the third week, Miss McLean come inside the house meeting, you know. I said, calling Alfred Henry. So I said, why? You know, I think something me do. When I go there, I don't want to tell me, say, boy, I mean, a Sanders.
No, Archie, no, you see why Sanders dominates sports there.
Yeah, them things are never right, though. She was a recruiter undercover. Yeah.
That is why Rodney and Sanders was always at war.
Yeah.
It's just the Miss McLean and that Miss McLean and
Yes. I wonder why Sanders dominates sports and out of the best athlete. The mama say, okay. I thought
No, but I tell you what, in my time we never really dominated as such, you know. But we were always the house to challenge Rodney. God show around ward, and so them not in the picture.
Repeat that for the younger people, Marty. When they're at school, are Rodney around the place. Let them know that exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But Sanders could have dethroned them.
Test Rodney, yes, yeah.
Yeah, but Rodney was always strong, but you know, Sanders and them never the two house them are always at loggerhead because of them.
Man. Yeah, man. I remember that actually. That I remember, man. The younger people them after I just say no, God through and ward was like them never even exist when we go to school, man. I just Rodney and Sanders around the place, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so you asked me about some of the teachers that I remember.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Well, even today I was listening to Mr. Dean. Mr. Dean was my economics teacher in a sixth form. As he came there in 76. So I remember Becky. Becky never really teach me, but me and Becky, we used to be in a sports because I was an ardent cricketer and Becky, they love him cricket and it wasn't so much in a tracks and thing, but we always in a cricket and thing. Bell Nevis, well, we were students because he was my senior. And then G come back as a teacher, as your podcast, it said. You know, but there is another teacher which I want to mention too, is Mr. Robin Grant. He was also a past student. Mm-hmm. You know Mr. Grant. He's now the CEO. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he taught us religious knowledge. Yep.
Religious knowledge and history.
Yeah.
Get you can come back here. I share with people all the while. I remember one in a history class one time. So he asked me a question, and you know he's very dramatic, you know.
Yeah, man.
He girls them and like shove up him glasses, and him always to make the girls them laugh. So he asked me the question. So I never really have the answer, you know. But as a budding lawyer, I figure I said no, this we must have to make a case of this question here. So I go around the bush and I go around and go around. So him just jump up off of the desk, off of the chair, and he kept going. Him sit down in front of a desk, he always lift up the desk because he was so big.
Big and tall,
so
yeah, man, yeah.
Him jump up and say, "Come on, Archibald. Stop playing around the hairy part of the matter and get to the meaty part of the thing. Get to the meaty part."
Yeah, that's Mr. Grant for
yeah,
you.
Man, in that
very suggestive, you know.
And it was, of course, the girls them mash up class.
Yeah, man, in that
There was nothing wrong with what he was saying, you know. No. But what it is what him connoting, and you said to yourself, what the hell am I hearing
yeah,
here?
Man, it was a master words, man. I remember one time, you know, a master words, Archie. May I tell you, the man, one time the man smelled something in the classroom, and I hear Mr. Grant, no? What's that stifling, suffocating, and pugnacious smell?
Yes,
Robin Grant, man. But it was a Meadowbrook. You never go there and see him, Archie, as a student.
No. He was with Sledge them batch in that era.
Okay, yeah. So I did hear it.
He came back after university, you know, and like but his mom was also a teacher too, not at Meadowbrook, but I think she had her own school. So that's why he had that sort of demeanor about him in terms of his teaching style and so him, you know, him coming from that background. Yes, but then you have who else was my other big teachers now? Gosh, can't remember. Oliver Daly used to teach me.
Yeah.
Was our chaplain.
Mr. Chin wasn't there when he came there, Archie.
I forget. Yeah, man. Mr. Chin was my commerce teacher. Oh, yes, man. Mr. Chin. I don't know if you remember. Mr. Chin was when they talk about me being strict as a head boy or as a prefect, but Mr. Chin, you have devotion, you know, and whole heap of noise, and Mr. Chin just walk in, you know, and just walk past the platform, and everybody's silent. Because it was that strict, man.
Yeah, man. He commanded respect, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I met him at Titchfield. He used to invite the football team to Titchfield. You know? He was principal at Titchfield.
Oh, yeah. He went on to Titchfield. I think that's where he come from originally. Yes.
He went at Titchfield, too.
Who that, Archie? Who that you say?
He was also, Mr. Chin used to go to Titchfield as a student.
Yeah. I remember that too. I hear that.
Portland.
Yeah.
But he along with Mr. Gooden used to head the cadet corps too. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember them during that time.
Yeah, man. I remember Mr. Gooden and Mr. Chin being part of the cadet corps. And Dougie was more involved in the cadet than me, so I probably remember more about that than me. But remember about
Yeah. Mr. Chin was very influential for helping a lot of the cadets advance into the JDF. Like Vivian and Keith White. He lined up that Tito Holmes, Courtney. So he lined up that machinery, that runway for them because he had clearly a powerful influence in the JDF.
Did Tito go military?
Tito went into he's deceased. Rest in peace, Tito, my brethren. He went into the Tito path. Tito. Yep, Tito passed on and he went into the JDF. He went to India. He was an officer. He went to do training up at Newcastle. And then he went on to work at D&G. And then that's where I got reintroduced to him at D&G. And then he and I, hit it off really good there. He always looked out for me in cricket, him and Ray Boy, remember?
Ray Boy, yeah, my brother.
Yep, Tito unfortunately passed on. Yeah, about 7 years ago.
I didn't know that. 7 years ago here, so I didn't know that passed me.
Yeah, it was in Jamaica. He had some sort of heart failure. And I remember they used to live right at Swallowfield Avenue on Morningside Drive. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very
I think this
sad, you know.
one at the time too. But Neville
Yeah.
also in the cadet too. Remember Neville?
Yep. He went in the JDF also as an
JDF.
officer, and Keith White. Yep. Oh yeah, they advanced in the JDF big time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Neville and Keith were in contemporary. Both of them in a Ratney and all them thing. But yeah, Neville was more a track man and then cadet man and them thing at school. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, Vivian told us he had his pilot license while at Meadowbrook, and that was the direct result of Mr. Chin and Mr. Gooden with their ties to the JDF. Remember, he mentioned that on the last interview.
Yeah. He's
Mhm.
Dubai or something like that.
Vivian, no, he's back home now, Archie.
Yeah.
Him back home.
Okay.
The film podcast will come out next week and him talk about it. Him back home. Talk extensive about that and everything. So
Okay. Yeah.
That's a very interesting one to listen. Him might come out next week. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Archie, like how we mentioned about Tito. Talk about your friend Gregory Phillips, who's no longer here with us. Talk about him, how you meet him, and then the relationship you have with him over the lifetime. Because this part of this conversation of another people who not here no more.
Yes.
And you speak for him. So talk about your friend Gregory Phillips.
Yeah, man. Gregory, OC, AC, Piggy. We met, as I said, from the third farm there, and like we said, Gregory kind of come in, like, cause a lot of band people say things like Gregory come in at 3C level, but because we just the whole way we used to just hang out together and figure it was just a part of the 3C batch, but Gregory used to come from first farm. So we got through, we in a cadet too, and I remember Gregory and I, we went to Newcastle to the army thing at once, when we was in fifth form. I don't remember fifth or 6B. One of them. I don't remember. I think Gregory got sixth form too.
Yeah, man, he went to sixth form, man. Because he used to play Sunlight. I remember him play Sunlight and all them with Herbie and Rattigan and them, man. He used to whole PS with Sunlight. I remember him good, man.
Yeah, man. Rattigan and Herbie, the tease of them and the mouth of them.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Anything for you, I tell you, so them lie down for you. But anyway, yeah. So Gregory and I, we used to play cricket too. So, because I remember one of the time we did play KC, and when the Gleaner write up about it, them I remember them say only A. Hylton and G. Phillips put up any form of resistance to the I did cut that out and have it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we and Gregory right through our gay joke, you see, they see a mystery lady there, where we tell them when we meet on the first morning on the bus. So, because all of it, because Gregory Sanders too,
Mm-hmm.
So one time up on a trip, man. So me and this girl, she decided to appear war, restart war. So she decided to boy, she not sit down with me, she sit down with Gregory. Gregory, me I tell you, say, the man teased me the entire trip. At time, them little coaster bus, so you saw, I can't remember, we go down, so we go somewhere upon the north, upon the coast.
Yeah, go on a field trip, yeah.
So I mean, say, Virgin, why you want change seat? I saw him the and I tease me. But we are telling say the man was so in fact I talked about that at his funeral because I made it up give the speech as his best friend, and it was one of the things I say is the only man, the way our friendship did tight. It tight so much that he might kept come a girl and me never vex with him. Yeah, so
and Gregory had a younger brother, and I think a younger sister Archie, his brother named Richard. You remember his sister name?
Yeah. Sister, she's a doctor, Francine.
Yes,
Francine.
yes. And she went to Meadowbrook as well. I just have to call her out. She went to Meadowbrook as well, Archie. I remember them one.
Yeah, Francine.
And Richard was in a Patrick year doggy, so I mean exactly who. Yeah. Richard Phillips. Yeah, man. Yeah.
He's somewhere in the States now, I think. I saw him was actually at the funeral.
Yeah, man. And I remember his sister well too, man. As you call her name, I remember her good. A friend might have known her if him see her picture. I probably go to school and see her.
Yeah.
Phillips. Yes.
But man, but me I tell you, say, me and Gregory did so tight, man. That all of me that England and me I come down. If me I come down and me just call him and say, boy, Gregory, such. Him say, just tell me the information, me come pick you up. And I didn't come. There's a man who used to like him beer, So we always have to carry me up and down the town. And when we come down, so anyway, this the last time when we meet, man, we down here with him, man. We was a Kesha Park or somewhere about there, and when I'm drink hideout and we meet up, and then him drop me at the airport, and about 3 days after, Everton call me and tell me, say, hey, man, remember when him tell me something, dude. I can't even remember what the word, but I couldn't figure out what he said to me. Like, he said to me, say, boy, the man are there with me again. I said, what you mean? So what you talk about? I can't remember the term with the because, but it was just totally.
You probably said the man drop out or something, the Jamaican term.
No, him never did drop out. He's like he must say, boy, he man accident and him not there. I said, something, I said, how you mean him not there? What you talk about? And because it was 3 days before that or so.
Him dropped you at the airport, yeah.
And so me have to call back somebody or call when me not even know if Everton did probably threw him did so shock and thing, because but anyway, the sad story is that the man and him is always a family man, and so he might go over Spanish Town, go because him take personal charge of him grandmother from being way before we go him, and him granny did close. So I go over there, go check the granny, and like the man drop asleep and crash down upon the Mandela. Me have to just jump back on a flight and come back down. That a virgin. I took the other day. Me have look at thing that them give when you go to the funeral, the little personal reminder with they call it. And my cousin come in and him say, boy, you still have your virgin picture. I say, yeah. Because them used to know him from when we go country, we always go country together. And I say, boy, you still remember your virgin? I say, yeah, man. I'm start. But, that's one. In fact, and then we talk about Gregory too. It's a point in time to mention to another one of our 3C parties, which is a girl, Rose Smart. I don't know if you know Rose. She'd have a sister named Janet Smart.
Yeah, Smart, but you said, Archie? Smart?
Yeah, Rose Smart.
Yeah, I think I remember Smart. I don't know if I the same one. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, but you would probably know the other sister, the younger sister, because she would be there when after Rose left. This is Janet. Janet. Rose passed also. She got ill and she passed. So that's the only two from the 3C are from up.
No, so but gentlemen, I'm looking at Gregory's obituary, and he just is so happy. I remember him with that space between his teeth, and
always smiling and laughing.
Yes, and he died at 55 years of age, March the 15th, 2013. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Sad.
Let me ask you a question, Archie. Go to Gregory and the friendship where you and Gregory developed. Because you say you come from the inner city or the garrison, as one of the men come on and say, the heart of the garrison you come from. And you come up at Avondale and Meadowbrook. And I know Gregory them used to live in Avondale. Were you surprised at the friendship where developed where you come at Meadowbrook?
Yeah, man. Then that's what I said to you that Meadowbrook is a family of friends, as far as I gather. You understand?
Yeah.
I can't remember having any serious argument with our disagreement throughout my school career in Meadowbrook. I tell you the truth. That one time I remember, and it's them guys, they like them Rattigan and Herbie them, and one time we'd do something and we take off our shoes and them hide the shoes. And they want my shoes to go. I have to go down town, go beat my whole lady to collect some money for, at that time because we used to board, And that's the only time I ever remember getting upset at Meadowbrook, But other than that,
Rattigan and Herbie are some set on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, wow.
And I could call Wilfred Rattigan has been on this conversation, and Herbert McDonald, I call him right name. He might come on eventually, because I'm on here and say which Herbert that. I could call out the man him right name, but yeah.
Herbert.
It's about time Herbert come
yeah,
out.
Man, yeah, I hear this. The last thing him call me, man. Me and him talk all the while, so yeah.
Name mentioned so often.
You go ahead, Archie, sorry.
No, I was saying that, you know, one of the success story from Meadowbrook that me really, really appreciate is Rattigan, you know.
Yes.
FBI or something, CIA, or
FBI.
Yeah. Because Rattigan was a brother that you'd have think if you link Rattigan to FBI, think Rattigan a bit what FBI look for him.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Like a ratchet in my back pocket.
Yeah. And him always, remember, them in pants always shot.
Yeah, man, yeah, like it, like a floods.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gooden did kind of have I don't know if Mr. Gooden know him, somebody famous, but Mr. Gooden never.
Man, talk about it, Archie. Mr. Gooden and his father was good friends. That's exactly what the connection. Because Mr. Gooden want to come to Meadowbrook. Mr. Gooden want to come to Meadowbrook. Like you, he wants to go KC.
Yeah. Oh, he wanted to go KC.
Yeah, man, he talk about it on film conversation. Man, you get a chance and hear them talk about it, Archie. Yeah.
Hear that joke one time now. Rattigan and Herbie and we'll sit about there, and I think I did the on the corners too, you know, stand up. So Mr. Gooden is always always well put together, and
yeah, man,
you know,
yeah.
So Mr. Gooden look at Rattigan and say, Rattigan, what are you about now, or something to that effect. So Rattigan look funny, you know, and inside Rattigan, you know, like a spring man, and say, "Ooh, I'm on cool, you know." So walk up to him and say, "Cool." You're a cool fool.
Yeah, man, yeah.
No, because of course, no, him, I'll Herbie and all them, man, you know, say, a pure laughing after Rattigan.
Yeah, man, yeah. And you,
long time.
Yeah, go ahead, Archie, sorry.
No, Mister, for a long time, man. That's how them used to tease Rattigan about, man. So when I hear that Rattigan, I say, boy, Mr. Gooden did get for no, say, you know?
Rattigan became, redeem himself, as it put it. Yeah.
His efforts were not in vain, man.
Yeah. And for the record, Archie, you were ahead of Rattigan them?
Yes, I was 1 year ahead. I think.
All right. But just to remember where it was. I know you never went to the same farm. Because when I come to Meadowbrook, you probably have. Yeah.
Yeah. But because our sports and all them things, then the whole of will. But like I say, everybody is a family, brother.
Yeah, man, I Meadowbrook that, man. After a certain amount of years, everybody are one.
Farmer, eh?
Everybody are one. Once you reach a certain age of Meadowbrook, a one place, man. No matter which farm you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But you know who I want to take the time out for honor to, because I don't really remember hearing about it. You know, remember this man here where he used to take care of the place near Mr. Senior Juke?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That a Baba old man, Christopher. His son used to come out. Yeah, man. Mr. Senior was part of the Anglers Act too. Yes.
Oh yes, you're here. I remember Mr. Senior, man, as a part of the family too. May I tell you, I can share this little joke with you because I remember as I talk about him. I think the information came from Mr. Senior. So one time we were after assembly, Mr. Top said, in his, cause you remember he was sort of very British, because I think he probably spent a lot of time in Britain, but being a Bayesian and British, so him talk really. You don't even notice him talk kind of posh.
Yeah, man, Mr. Top. Yeah.
I would like to speak to the third formers onwards. So first and second formers, you can go to your class, and third form upwards, I want you to remain. So then I'm jacketing so I'm go up on the podium and catch, after the first and second gun, and him say, just straight, him just come out and say, it has been brought to my attention that people within this category are performing sexual activities in my school.
Really?
And everybody was like, oh, like Christian girl. So I thought, like a real movie star boy with him hand pan him Kimbo, and him say, I don't care or mind if you want to have sex. Have sex anywhere, on a bicycle, on a pinhead, upside down, but don't screw in my school.
Yeah.
Archie, I never know what that's speech at all. Yo!
The whole class, just the whole auditorium just erupted laughing.
Yeah.
And that was it. He said, "You can go."
I was sitting on the way. Yeah.
They could have done it on the sidewalk too if they want.
Yeah, man, yeah, my business. Don't do it in school at all.
Don't screw in my school.
Yeah. Why? Warren was the first name, right? Warren Top.
Yeah.
Warren Top. Yeah. You can't say that me first name. I remember Warren remembers. Yeah.
A classic guy, man. Calm and cool.
Yeah, so when you first meet Mr. Top, Archie, what was that? What was that meeting like? The first time I meet Mr. Top.
The first meeting with Mr. Top was with my mom. When we went there for the initiation or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And my impression of him was, a posh type of the whole Meadowbrook environment to me, coming from down at the ghetto was like
bourgeois.
All the houses them with the big lawn round them and the house them they played. I just fell in love with the place. Like I said to you, when I got my first foot in the school after that, now KC went out of my head completely.
From the first day, I know exactly what that was. I never went to that school in Meadowbrook. Because my sister went there, my brother went there. And see a memory of like me? The palm tree them at the front of the thing. There's a whistle in the ears, man. And the greenness of the place. I know what you talk about that tree.
Yeah, man. It was just an inviting place and so calm and so different from where I was coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I was coming from is not unusual for you in a class and you hear gunshot and you see man a run and police a run down. Them sort of thing. And, to realize that there's an alternative to that.
A different lifestyle. Rattigan talk about that in a film thing, man. Because Rattigan come from in a city like you. I'm talk about it,
yes.
Man.
Yes, I remember hearing him on Profile talking about some of his experiences too.
Yeah. He did talk about that. Yeah. But may I ask you a question, Archie? Because you bring up something. I'm going to try to get it. When you go to school, Pekka was there?
Yeah, man. 3-wheel ice snow cone, man.
Yes. You go to Meadowbrook, go see him then?
Yes. I saw him there, yeah. They used to see him a fight too because unlike the downtown schools, I said them Meadowbrook never want them thing up there at all.
Yeah, that is true. But Pekka relent and him outside of the gate and all of me initially. And afterwards, in our time, and Vivian talked about this, in my time, we'd have to lobby for him come inside of the school. We lock down the school, lock down the canteen. Because we ease Pekka out. Like, one of these build a gate at the front gate. After a while, the big wall building, them say, like, we can't go outside and go buy Pekka. We have to literally, virtually lock down the school, Archie, and say, nope, nobody not going to eat no food in a canteen.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I remember hearing Mr. Thorpe. I remember hearing Mr. Thorpe with some very colorful description. And he says, you students are not to support that itinerant peddler. And I said to myself, what kind of description is that? This is a man trying to sell the best bun and cheese, the best fritters, things that were just tasteful to the max. And he described him as an itinerant peddler. Remember that? I remember those words.
Pekka, to me, Archie, and you can comment on this, is vindication of Meadowbrook. Because when Pekka leave, and a teacher came on and talked about Pekka even get a long service award from the school. Yeah, man, Pekka was honored by the school, Archie.
Yeah.
Come again, Freddie. Freddie,
what you say about Pekka?
No, because you see, after a while, it's so much.
Yeah, you cut out. Yeah, go again, Itchy, with that. Repeat that.
No, I'm saying that Pekka have some form of impact on all the kids who pass through Meadowbrook. So it's like the past student decide that they would honor him, you know, and then the school just follow suit.
Oh,
So
that's
eventually it work out. Eventually it work out for Picker.
Yeah, man. That's
Because me used to go to Picker, me used to go to Picker and, you know, I might have a money I'm short. And he would give me extra fritters and all them things there, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, and enough man learn to drive off time 3-wheel, you know. Remember them man they drive it from bottom field, come up and all them things and Pekka say, don't mess with him like a vehicle because him can't afford to mash up.
Has he passed? Anybody know if he passed?
Yes.
Man.
But talk about it, man. When I teach, the current teacher at Meadowbrook, Miss Hyacinth Johnson, a fair conversation.
Yeah.
She talk about the honor where them get to Pekka and talk about same as pass. And then she talk about another auxiliary staff. I think a man was him name. I don't know if you remember him, Archie, if it was in our time in passing. So she did talk about it. Hyacinth Johnson. She currently teacher at the school and she a teacher for the last 20 years. And she,
I was listening to part of her.
She and Mr. Dean came on. Right.
Right. I will see them today.
Yeah, man. No, definitely. No, man, I just want to know because I know when Pekka leave.
Yeah.
I just don't know when Pekka started, and I forgot to get somebody who in other school, but before you, who just remember when Pekka come in. I say when Pekka actually come there the first time. So yeah.
When he was the, I can disbelieve it. That time he park on the sidewalk.
Yeah, man, out of the front.
Yeah.
Out of the front of the school. It wasn't in the school at all. It's afterwards.
No.
It's after 82 when them that try to get to them and build a big wall, Archie. I said, no, man. I actually pick out a space beside the netball court, Archie.
Yes, they brought
yeah,
man.
Pekka became a foundation of Meadowbrook, man. It wasn't like, say, not outside, the man graduate.
Yeah.
Well, remember now, Pekka wasn't going to run off the canteen, because nobody wants that food. His bread and butter and the things he sold would give most places competition, and that's why they inherently never liked him, because he was competing and winning against the big old canteen with them wagga food.
Yeah.
and then that's another yeah, go ahead, Freddie.
The price, it's a price because not for we used to get like 50 cents and all them thing for come to school, and that can't spend in the canteen.
No.
You know, so I forgot to pick up.
Yeah, pick up.
Yes.
Save my life.
Save my life. You're right.
You could have seen the fresh trees are cut in front of you, man.
Yeah.
You know when I talk about to put a busting tin of trees and you see it a cut and you say, yeah, man. You know when the tin is cut and it's fresh, and that's like say you want in us.
The tasty cheese in the pan.
Yeah, Freddie.
Come in, when Pekka come inside, the teacher them start buy for them too,
Same way, I mean, of course. You have to pick up.
So,
it's only when Pekka got to a certain age, Archie, when he couldn't manage it no more.
Uh-huh.
And I think them even give Pekka a severance package. He never just send him out of the school. Like them put together, yeah, man, them put together, and Pekka properly, man. Pekka was properly honored, man. So
that was great, man. I'm sorry we never devote to see that.
Yeah.
Man,
but that's the one good thing about them conversation. If I talk about them history and just document them, man.
Yeah.
Bring back and listen. Yeah.
But gentlemen, when I look in the yearbook talking about what students were with Archie, there was this guy Ford. You remember him, Archie? Ford and
Nicholas
Christopher.
Ford?
He's a no, not Nicholas Ford. Another fair-skinned guy lived down the Mews, and his name was Ford or Blair.
Yeah.
He was in your year. Christopher Dunkley, I see he looks to be in the same year with you. And Gaynor. Remember Gaynor?
Yeah, man, not Everton, yeah. Christopher Gaynor.
Yeah, he died. I don't know. I know Dunkley went into the police force. And I see Andre Smith in there. He is a big time captain in Jamaica. Andre Smith. Yeah. Remember his mom worked there. Yes.
Yeah. Who you said Christopher died? Who you said died?
Gaynor
died. Christopher Gaynor. I see him in your year. He was in your a fair-skinned guy. Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, he died. Who I'm wondering about is Dunkley. I know he became a police officer. He was the goalkeeper for Meadowbrook. Remember him? Tall guy. He went into the police. Yeah, he went in the police force. He was
police. Yeah, man, I remember.
Yeah, man, harassed me when I drive. Yeah, I want to beg for mercy.
I remember. Well, Archie, let me ask you a question though, because we talked with Miss McLennan earlier. I want you to tell me what was the first meeting like with Miss McLennan, and just talk about your relation with Miss McLennan, or as we affectionately call her Spanner. And do you have any idea how she get that nickname there?
I'm not sure how she got the name. I when I went to Meadowbrook, she had already had that name. My first meeting with her, like as I said to you, I can probably remember it has something to do with Sanders' house. You know, it was something to do with Sanders, and her recruiting me into Sanders. Yeah, but the exact details of the meeting I can't recall.
So she don't know that you were an athlete. I don't know. How she know that you are Freddie athlete?
I don't remember. What she do is probably she'll look at you, and then she said, "Yes, this one should be running," and like she would have probably just do a quick little interview.
Ask some question.
Yeah, find out. I can't remember what she did, but I did remember her.
I don't know, because I was recruited into school as a football player, so I don't know if she know me by that means or what, but she know.
Yeah, no, she have her insight in her school, because she was a good recruiter for Sanders. Trust me, Archie. It's like, I wonder.
There's another guy that used to run for Sanders and Meadowbrook. It was really
Jeff Walters.
Jeff Walters.
Yeah, man, I'm a good friend. That man, you still have a proper with me. Yeah.
Jeff was in Sanders, I think, too.
Yeah, man, Jeff was in Sanders. I don't know if Jeff was recruited into Sanders or just by the luck of the draw, but Jeff, Lucy Silver Permacar, Jeff was the first man who won gold medals for Meadowbrook, Dougie. Come I text him and ask him about that, and him confirm. He win gold medal before Howard Thomas win the year afterwards.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. 1977.
Me come Meadowbrook.
Yeah. No, man, me know that family good.
Yeah, and Howard win 79.
Yeah. Me know that family good artist. So Jeff, because we used to live on almost the same road pan a Permacar, just below. And we used to play cricket and football together over a field behind where them live and in front of them. So I know that family good. Jeff and his brother Brian, who went to JC, and Tennyson went to Calabar. So yeah. When we Sanders, man, when we race Sanders, as me say. And
yeah, man.
Yeah. Big time, 100, 200, 400, Jeff would have win all of them races, man. Big time runner that.
Me 100 class 1 and Jeff controlled class 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
And of course, we control all of the relay them. So Rodney went out and recruited this guy, Calvin Higgins. I used to call him Tino. From KC, I think he used to go.
Yeah, I remember him name. I remember that called Tino.
Yeah, man. He used to him quiet spoken. He used to have a good soul, and cool youth. But then I bring Tino come and we do the 100 meters. I'm a whop Tino. The 100 meters.
No, I should bring that up. Talk about that, because that to me was a surprise. And you are saying it wasn't a surprise at all. When you win the 100 meters to Sanders there, I said, boy, where this man come from? From out of nowhere. But you say, tell me how that go. You train all year. You were known as a man, as a favorite in your mind?
I think I trying to remember if it is from the word go. I dominated 100 in a third form or I can't remember. But it was really early if it's not the first, I think it's almost the first champs I run, and I realized, I know I was quick. The only problem was that we never have any good coach.
What about that? Yeah.
Yeah, we never have any good coach in them time. But I don't know how I realized that the first time I run down a bottom field, I realized that nobody in my class will run.
After you see it, yeah.
Yeah, bringing Tino come now. So Tino came in about at 5th form, I think, because they came in with a guy named Birdie and Carl Graham Nabby. They came from KC. I think they came up to play football.
Yeah, they come from Manny Cup. I remember that group among them. Yeah, Nabby and Tino. Yeah.
So when we beat Tina at the 100 meters, so Tina said, "Why watch me? The 200."
Yeah.
And
you match up the same way.
Him draw the lane next to me. and I think he was in front of me. So when I draw down, when the gun go and I draw down upon him at the 100-meter turn, but I have the techniques too. So you look at, he might try to follow me. So him bolt down in the turn so hard that he had to draw a break because I would have watched over in the other lane. So when me draw the gear upon Tino in the corner, Tino say, "Aye." That's when he realized he see my shirt back. Yeah. He just bad out. So,
when pull up Archie, him pull.
No, he never pull up, in terms of muscle.
Yeah.
He had to check. Him never negotiate the corner correctly, or because you run the 200. You take it from the inner line, so that when you drift go just right.
Yeah.
But if you do it with the right technique, you don't have to slow. He was powering so much that probably I think it's probably lack of because Tino wasn't really an athlete as such. He was a footballer.
A run, yeah.
And just come there now and them. He was fast on the football field and them thing there, Them, this is them answer.
But he was not trained athlete at all. He was come there. Yeah.
He was a footballer, not a trained athlete, Whereas all I do is I used to cricket, but I used to primarily run, But I have this as a little joke. I don't know the Ratney Heights. I feel good about this, Like my brethren Trevor Hewitt, who is a hard and Ratney man, and they always a cuss me. So the man them knowing that, not that knowing that, but them encourage me and say, "Boy, Archie, you can't run, come go and champs, man," and thing. And so I wasn't too keen on the champs thing because I said we don't have much training and we don't have no coach and we don't really have no investment in the program or such. Meadowbrook, at the time. So them decide say, boy, I make the man them boost me up and decide me I go to champs and going champs with no training whatsoever. And then I got on there. I went run on my eats and run laughed. I rat the man them jump.
You get discipline at champs, Archie. Yes.
They catch me at last.
The man them can't laugh up there, no, exactly.
Yeah, they was about no, because they couldn't beat me in the house, championship. Them send me I go abroad, go disgrace myself. But at least I represented the school, and I it's them look last to make them can run first now.
Yeah. No,
yeah, man.
That was so. I mean, Miss McLean must have been proud of our recruit then when she said that happened.
Say that again.
Miss McLean must have been proud of our recruit.
Yeah, man. And let me tell you something. She personally take charge when championship are going and them thing. Then she personally take charge. In terms of me, I forgot to her and show her who I run what and who are this and. And you see, if you have all a relay and you can't find nobody, she just go find one for you. You have to make up the numbers. But serious about Sanders house, we are telling you.
Yeah.
See, no messing about.
I'm talking about Sanders, Archie. A man just text me and he come on next week. I must remember them man and name because they were ardent Sanders man like yourself. Stephen Delapena.
Oh, yes.
Man, just come flash your mind a while ago, Jelly.
Yeah, it just text me a while ago. Yeah.
It was my old captain.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen coming on next week.
Yeah. I'm having a conversation at January next week. Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, he's still in this pharmacy thing, isn't it? I think.
He's still.
That English just come out a while ago, ain't it?
Yeah, him tell me say me see a Gregor Phillips funeral. So yeah, I will talk about Gregor a while ago. Yes.
Yeah, he's listening in now, is he?
No, listen. This is just tape, Archie. Nobody. I don't set up where nobody can listen.
Oh, you don't send it out yet? Okay.
No, I don't. Yeah. This is not live, so nobody can listen. This is just we attack on the conversation.
Yeah. Then later.
No, check with Stephen in October, Check him October. He was at the Spanish Town. They have a pharmacy in Spanish Town now, as well as one already.
Yeah, and as I mentioned that Freddie, what the older brother name was died last year. Remember his name?
No, I just saw Stephen Mark.
I got him the name Archie. Remember his name, the older one. Yes.
There's one named God. One of the brother died.
The older one died. I don't know if Doug is still up on the car, because Doug would have to leave.
Yeah, the older brother died. There was Mark Goth and can't remember the other one, but
Stephen would just talk about. Yeah.
Stephen is here with us, and I think Garth died.
Both of them are joining us next week. Garth and
Mark is here.
Mark
and Stephen
are joining us next week. Yeah.
Died. Mm-hmm.
Garth died last year, Dougie.
Yeah, he died. He was in Miami. Yep.
I remember that to Archie. I remember that.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. I didn't hear that one at all.
Yeah, it was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So,
but
go ahead, Archie. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things, I want, I say, with my contribution to this memories thing is that we feel we should have tried at the stage where Meadowbrook is coming on as a mature institution. We must try now to galvanize the various professionals, the lawyers, the doctors. We have sufficient now to form little what you call interest groups to sort of assist the school to create the younger generation, to get them to have a sort of a guidance as to what it entails. Because what I'm saying now is, in my time and so, the only senior ones we were looking up to was like Sledgy and the late Robin Grant. Yeah. But I'm saying now that we have so much people out there.
Much more graduate from Meadowbrook. Let me ask you the question, Archie, because we're bringing up, it's one of the questions I was going to ask you later on, but they're bringing it up, and it's very important. Because when is a Meadowbrook alumni, younger one of you has been, give me the question here. See Hardy Franklin, I'm going to big him up to give me the question. I said, Jelly, and if you ask a question, and the question is, what do you think can be done to inspire Meadowbrook past students for want to give back to the school? Because that's what talk about. What do you think we can say to them, Archie? What can be done? What infrastructure can be put in place to make Meadowbrook past students want to give back to the school?
Exactly. That is where I was heading. That is where I was heading. Because I'm saying, like, for argument's sake now, like, I am sort of somewhere between a lawyer and a criminologist, because that's what I studied at school. I wanted to become a criminal lawyer, but I am not a practicing lawyer as such, but I did criminology and law. I come down from England with a portion of books, and I'm looking at these books and I'm thinking, not really use them, why me just sit down with them? Why me don't carry them, go up to the school or something? But there's no organization or nobody to contact. I'll give you an example. Why? Because when I came back from England, I sort of digress a bit to tell you that because I used to work for Scotland Yard when I was up there, and I met the then opposition spokesperson Derek Smith, and we had a rapport, and from that we created a sort of connection. So when I came down, and then he offered me a position to be an advisor because of the exposure I've had in policing, because I've had, as I say, I worked for the Metropolitan Police for a number of years, and at Scotland Yard, and so where I met him. And as a result of this, he said to me, come and be an advisor, and I was advising him, and policing and all the different things. And then I'm saying to myself, then, why don't we create some sort of organization that we can go? It's like guidance counselor sort of thing. When I used to be at school in them days, I used to call it guidance counseling, where you can go and you find out what it takes to be a lawyer, what it takes to be a doctor, what sort of challenges you're going to have. These various professions, we harness our past students and say, look, we want you to put together a program to guide these people. We can set up a foundation or something and offer a little scholarship or something. what I'm driving at is, all right, so I go back to because I worked for Mrs. Smith, and I worked at Jamaica House for a year as a senior advisor to when he was then minister. At the time when they killed that girl from Meadowbrook in Arnett Gardens, and as I said to you, that is basically used to be my stomping ground as a youth. That's where I was not really into the jungle side, I was on the outskirts. So I was very much interested for two reasons. Because, of course, it was a Meadowbrook student who got killed. I don't remember what was it cause
I
of
remember
death.
the incident, Archie. I remember. I don't know what it was, but I remember the incident. It was a big
Yeah,
incident.
just about 3 years ago.
It wasn't long ago. I remember the incident, Archie, yeah.
Yeah. So I am in that capacity at the government level where I had the contact. Then I said, all right, let me go and see what I could offer. So I went up to Meadowbrook and I was trying to find somebody in the old student
alum
body to assist the alumni. I couldn't get anywhere. I went. I tried even talking to the administration. I was frustrated, and because I think had I gotten a link or a contact, I would have been able to assist the organization, the institution, Meadowbrook, in a better position than they found themselves in at the time. Because, I remember they had a what was it? The prior they have a
little girl.
vigil. Yeah. I went up there on the night trying to find somebody to see what assistance we could have given. I couldn't find nobody. So the point I'm making is that we need to have structured thing. And with this technology thing now, in my time and in Sledgy time, we used to, every time you have a Meadowbrook meeting, old students, past students, you used to have to go up to the school or we meet somewhere. No, we don't have to know because you have the virtual thing. So this is why I'm not.
Let me comment on this, Archie, because a couple weeks ago, a couple students, younger than we, one of them, she living in the UK now, and our brother, probably you know him, our brother named John Blair, right? Sarah Blair is her name, and she mentioned something that was so profound to me. She said, the business, what treat Meadowbrook like a business as past student, I want to set up a foundation or something for say, whatever the structure I want to call it, and the business of that foundation is to garner funds to Meadowbrook. That you say if you want, you have an idea, say go through and you have to go employ somebody and pay him like a professional. And his business is to run and make sure he may run it like a professional organization. Because all the school treat it like a business, So we need the infrastructure. And we're not this the old student alum, we just say we need, just like I say, Archie, the same frustrating thing I think with the whole people. Them want to give back to the school, but there's no bridge.
No.
There's no bridge. To say, when the one body you go call and take up the phone and you log on and say, you know what? You want the ABCRT, you have politics, you have connections. You come now, you have connections, and you couldn't find anybody to give back to the school. And this is not nothing new. This is not nothing new, Archie. This is going from the 70s or the 80s.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
that's it.
Unless you think about you go ahead, Freddie.
No, you see, where that is concerned, is the same thing that affected me in the past, because I used to go to the New York meetings like every meeting. And then after a while, I just decided to drop out because there were too much ideas. Too much people want to do too much. Some want to do too little. And we're just pulling here and there and it's not going in one direction.
Right.
That's because even I decided that going up there to do certain things, my ideas couldn't even come true because it is not done by one group and then another group support it and just keep going till again have a step back.
So that is why, Archie, you literally a second what the girls say And until she put it away, I said, this is solution in a way I have to say this clear and that a man misunderstand me, I say. This is the whole student alum who have done the yeoman's work to make sure Meadowbrook stay alive and I go through. Me just I say, we need an infrastructure in place. We're going to run Meadowbrook like a business. And it's like the alum It's like them are going to do all of the legwork and hire a professional to say you pay him as a professional. In the business that garnishing funds for Meadowbrook and work with the Alumni Association. I not against somebody until we have a structure like that. I'm going to tell you, say we're going to run the same problem over and over. So I understand exactly what I say.
But you see, gentlemen, one way to test this out is, I think the principal at Meadowbrook now, if I'm not mistaken, is Mr. Michael Peart. So who's the principal now?
It's not. Tell him the principal now. Hitchcock.
It's Kevin Facey. And there's no problem getting to him. That much I can tell you. I WhatsApp him, I call him straight, and any way you want to get to him, you can reach Mr. Facey.
But they say it's not Mr. Facey the issue, or the principal,
Exactly.
It's not him. It's not. What may I say? If we have a structure, we're in the business of raising funds to Meadowbrook. That is the business. And you pay the person, an administrator, for manage that structure there. And it's not like you pay the administrator of a 3 or 5 year contract and say, this is your business, You're going to get judged by the amount of funds you garner from Meadowbrook every year. And the infrastructure you put in place. And you know Archie or Freddie or Dougie, so you want to get something to Meadowbrook, you know where you're going to call. That's the first body you're going to call and say, this is the body. We're going to make sure the funds them run through the school a certain way.
So what that means, what we need, is the first thing. We need somebody or a group of people to set up this foundation. This foundation will have the parameters within which the organization is going to operate. And you remember, I think it was Mr. Beckford who gave a similar experience, wanting to give something.
Same thing. Exactly. He was on my mind. He was on my mind, Archie. Him go back to the school and want to give some chairs.
Yes.
And he got frustrated and give it to somebody else. Exactly.
Yeah. And John Mayer did the same with some hurdles.
Same thing. So what may I say now? People want to give back, but I'm telling you, unless I call it a bridge, because I don't want a man think so this somebody or nothing, I'm going to say that over and over. I call it a bridge where if you want, this is the bridge I got to work for garnish all of the funds of man want to give back to Meadowbrook. You see me I said to you, because right now it don't exist. It don't exist. The man last week come on and say want to give something to the school challenge team. And him couldn't find a body. He must have gone there directly go do it. You see me I said to you, you come on Eastern Live, I call him name. You may tell you Freddie, him call him come and say.
That's why what I've been doing all along now, because of today when we go down now. I brought balls and everything you can think of in terms of football. And I give it straight to the PE department.
What set up infrastructure around that, Archie? You understand exactly what I say. Archie, I'm glad you mentioned your skill and all them things, the legal and them things, because if we're going to put something like this together, you probably have to be a part of it too. You see me I said to you, because we need the infrastructure put in place.
Self-available.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-available.
The infrastructure have to put in place, Archie. Before, it's like when a man must say, you build it, the people will come. If we put this in place, Meadowbrook, I got for around for 50 around the day, because we'll create a thing where the party them want to give back, That we know, That we know the party them want to give back. And them conversation whatever make it even more than man, you're about to talk about Meadowbrook and say, right, when can I do for Meadowbrook? But guess what I'm going to do? What the next question I'm going to ask? Where am I going to find? Who am I going to talk to?
Yeah.
You follow me?
And you want to be sure that what you funnel back in there is going for the things that is agreed on.
But that's why that's why I have a professional.
That's exactly why, Dougie. That's the point.
But
you have to make sure you contribute to the thing that you want to develop.
But that's why that's why I have a structure in a way. And 2 words I'm going to go about, accountable and transparent. That's all you want. And you want a infrastructure that is accountable and transparent. And guess what? You see, if we set up in a way where we start the things for ourselves, you can't go to the big company, them foreign your son and say Disney or Coca-Cola and say, you know what, this is our foundation or this is what we have from Meadowbrook, And we get $1 million. We get $1 million a year for ourselves. Can you match that? And at no times, school have got tear business place and corporation got tear in place and say, Meadowbrook have a good thing in place, we want to match them. Because they're get me a little tight.
Right.
Definite.
Yeah, because if you look at, as I mentioned on the last podcast, the field at Meadowbrook turned into disrepair. It was like a jungle. And my understanding was that Keith White and whoever he was involved with, if he was, he took on that project and managed it really, really well. And if I knew that he was doing that, believe you me, I'm going to put something in there.
That's the one I repeat. Yeah, go ahead, Archie.
No, I'm asking, what field is that? The bottom field?
Bottom field, Archie. The bottom field.
What, it ran down?
Yes, Archie, it came into disrepair. You'd be ashamed if you see it.
When I saw it, I said to myself, wherever I have to find whatever is required to help, because that was one of the most pristine fields and I have fond memories down there, as you guys know. We all have. And when I saw pictures of it, I could not believe it. It was a jungle. There was no Manning Cup being played there. The old boy who's coaching them now was going up to Constant Spring to coach them. And I'm saying, and we had the best field. Keith White stepped up and sorted out bottom field. So those are the things we need to know. What are they doing and what help they need?
No, no, the point is that we know them need help now. But guess what? As Archie rightly said, infrastructure not in place. Because the infrastructure in place, and what we are talking about, in other words, within a 5, 10, 15, whatever plan we have, the bottom field can become a big-time mini stadium, a multi-complex down there, so where everything around down there. So that's a vision. That's a vision we need to have. But you say the infrastructure have in place first and say, okay, this is what we want to do. Have in place, Archie. But I don't go ahead.
Right now, you know who just texted me now, Herbie.
Yeah.
And you
must hear while I was at while
I was at JC, Herbie came by JC and asked me, what is it I am doing at JC to let JC perform at such a high level? And when we start telling Archie, when I look at Herbie, and I tell him what we could do.
Yeah.
Herbie asked me one question. You think the administration would buy into it? And I couldn't even answer him. Because I leave Meadowbrook with all these ideas. Then I being at Meadowbrook, took it to JC, and JC became a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But I'm given the opportunity to do the same thing at Meadowbrook. I'm not given the opportunity at Meadowbrook. So why my ideas work at JC and it can't work at Meadowbrook?
Can't work at Meadowbrook, Freddie. But you see the question I just asked, and this is a question. If we're serious, not if we know we're serious about it, we have to get answers in terms that say. And this is not a principal question. Is the school board on board with the vision of what we have and what we want for Meadowbrook? A 50 and a 100-year vision. Now that not talk about it now. Not a 10-year or 5-year vision, a 50 or 100-year vision. Say, says our infrastructure in place. We can last long after we gone. And the perpetrator said that every student that come to Meadowbrook feel proud to come to Meadowbrook. And when they leave Meadowbrook, he want to give back. But I remember that's the question I'm asking, Archie. Oh, you're going to make sure students will come to Meadowbrook, go and give back to Meadowbrook. And I say, okay, if you have an infrastructure in place, so that is a given. When a man come to Meadowbrook in a first farm, him know why I'm there at Meadowbrook. Him know why I'm getting a book there. Him know why I'm getting the laptop. Because it's a run to a foundation. Same as writing. When him leave school, him have to start give back same way, Archie. It become part of the culture. Come part of the culture, Archie. But infrastructure have in place, man. Infrastructure have to be in place. It's so, and I don't want to take up too much time to talk about this because more I'm going to travel it more than.
Oh, but this part of it.
We have to get him time.
Yeah. And important that you bring it up, I'm saying I could just flesh it out, I know, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because I think unless you have a final word to talk about it, Archie, I don't want to go in too much because I think the legwork have to go in place first for put infrastructure in place. That's all I'm going to say.
The only thing I want to say is that now that we have touched on it, and so much of your podcast has been harping on this point, telling you that, look, this is where the weakness is. What we need to do now is do something about it. So we need to get together, link up some people, and work.
Trust me, Archie, I've been in touch with you half the year, because I'll tell you why. I will talk to you about this half the year, Archie, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
no problem.
It's funny that come about that way, but Alfred might know me at that, but yeah. But I will talk to you about it after here because it is needed, Archie. It is needed. I'm going to put it that way.
Yep, definitely.
It is very much needed. So yeah. And I don't want, I seem to take it to the Archie. I want to half of the attack already now. And I one question I ask you, did you choose Meadowbrook? Or Meadowbrook choose? That's the conversation of flow, Archie. We don't have no limit at all. We just go.
You know, so go on. I was just about commenting and I said to you, say, you know, so this is a record for me talking on a mobile phone because me don't use phone that long. But like you tell me already, the good thing is that with the speaker.
Yeah, man,
so
exactly. It sound loud and clear, man. That's what I tell you. Now, what I hear, it's just so comfortable to sit on and attack in front of the phone,
so
man, right?
I will make you conduct your things. What else you want to know?
No. No, man, you talk about your experience in the cadet corps. Why you never, because a couple cadet man come on and Vivian Thomas come out next week and he became a top class pilot, both for the JDF and a fly international for United here Jamaica. I want kid, big time pilot them. How come you never develop you never have ambitions to be a career pilot then? You have different ambitions.
No, not a pilot, but in fact I went to the officers course at JDF at Newcastle through the cadet corps and didn't get selected at the first one, but they said to me that I should come back and I would not have to go back to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Oh, then Mr. Chin said to them, Mr. Chin said, why that is unusual if that mean they pass you, but so if they say you don't have to go back to Newcastle, but they want you to come back next year, so what is the problem? So we never find that out because I never go back. I went on to 6A and did my A levels and left because I probably because my army career in the army was not probably as dedicated as it ought to be, because I said to you, my primary aim was to get into the legal profession, to become a lawyer. Didn't get through the normal man, the law school, the UA up here the first time, and then I went on to go into the field of accounting. Well, no, in fact, my first job actually I left was actually at a gun court. I worked for national security. And then I went into accounting and box around in accounting. That wasn't my kind of thing because I'm a talker person. Instead sit down juggling figures all the time. So, I was sort of pushed to go to England and say probably the opportunities might present itself there, which it did, but in a roundabout way, So that's how I ended up. Went to Middlesex University in London there, did my law criminology degree. Then I worked for the Metropolitan Police, which I did go into the police service specifically because I wanted to learn policing, because as I said, my first job was with the gun court, but I worked in the courts, in the system. I realized that the justice system was lagging and was archaic in a lot of ways. So when I went up to England, I got the opportunity to work for the Metropolitan Police. I said, great, I want to learn policing, and then I can come back to Jamaica and contribute something meaningful. And hence, part of the reason why I'm here now, and part of and frustrated in all its means, because you'll see what the situation is in terms of the justice system. I am not impressed. But I think that is Meadowbrook's fault.
No. But for the record, Archie, how long have you been back?
What we are now, 2023.
Yeah.
I've been back now about 10 years.
Okay, 2013. Okay. Back for a while now.
Yeah. And but we don't know. Sometimes I regret the coming back, but a lot of times, everywhere you go have its ups and downs. And and I say to people, probably if I was in England, probably the stress would probably take me out already. I'm here, different form of stress.
Yeah, no, definitely. In a first world country, a different type of stress you have, Archie. Definitely.
Yeah, different form of stress, and I'm here and sort of like 50-50. Sometimes I regret it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful place, and you know, I do not have much in terms of giving back. I do not do much in terms of giving back, and that is primarily because I am not in touch with the right organizations. Right. One of them being the Old Students Association, because that is where I would really like to contribute something.
Yeah. We need infrastructure, actually, without a doubt. Infrastructure was transparent and accountable. That's all I'm gonna say. Infrastructure have to be transparent, that you know where you get your money, you know where to go.
Right.
Where to go to. It have to be transparent and accountable. I not make no apologies to that at all. People want to give back, but the infrastructure has to be in place that is transparent and accountable. That anybody can look on and say, yeah. I'm not saying it I'm not saying alum them not transparent and accountable now. I'm just saying you need a body, a professionally run body, and have a paid administrator, and his job is the job of getting funds to Meadowbrook. You see me? I said,
yes.
That's his job. That's his job. So I'm going to work with the current alum, improve it, get it better, or just expand on it and just have a system. And it's a home, Archie. It's a buzz.
Yeah.
It's a buzz. But let me ask you a question, Archie, another question concerning the school days. You say you were president of the student council in the last year of that school. Tell me what that experience was like. What is the student council and what it entailed?
The student council back then was it was a national endeavor that was supported strongly by the then administration, political administration, and probably yeah. In my time while I was at school, it was the Manley them type of leadership, and it was positive because it was very democratic, because what it is that I think at the time you used to have like a student sitting on the board, school board, if I can recall, and then you have regional councils and you have national councils, and the contributions that we would the suggestions that was made or put forward to the national body would carry some weight, and it would impact on the education system. So I think if to answer your question, what it was like, it's very democratic. It has some sort of force behind it in terms of the government would listen, and then at the same time, that's the advantage to it. The disadvantage is that it created a sort of political. It lent itself to a form of political football, because then the other opposing political sides would say that it is a form of I think then they would say it is a socialist way.
Yeah.
You see, I'm trying to not put my foot in it and get myself.
It's like
I'm going. But that was what it was about, and and if you ask me if I think it was something that was worthwhile and contributed to the then political or the then educational advancement, I would say yes.
I would say yes to Archie and Vivian Thomas, who was on this podcast, and talk specifically about that, and he must say he agree with you 100%, because it was a lofty goal, and I think it served its purpose here. And you see, it became political in terms of that, because at the time it's almost like where the PNP government tried to introduce something called worker participation. It's almost like it was a student participation thing, and it's like it's a good idea, and because Meadowbrook did have it, that's why we could allow it for Pekka.
Yes.
That's why we could allow it to get Pekka inside. Meadowbrook allowed at the flexibility to do that. Right, Archie. Right.
Yeah.
Because it probably couldn't have another school. Couldn't have another school. You wouldn't be here to take on the administration. You'd have to the gate. You'd have to through the door. Them would kick you out of the school. But Meadowbrook facilitated that, Archie.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am glad I was at Meadowbrook at the time that allowed that participation. And I think Meadowbrook became better for it. That's what I look on it.
Yeah. It was a vibrant democratic movement it lent for a better relationship between the teachers, the administration, and the students.
Definitely.
Because the most we used to have there is a little detention and them sort of thing there, but the student administration rapport was very good.
Yeah. No, you allow dialogue to take place, Archie, and trust me, that's the best thing, because if you don't allow dialogue to take place, next thing I go happen is force.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not, and this is part of the problem with Jamaica now, and I suppose even worldwide, it's like the dialogue will get shut down.
Yes, yeah.
The dialogue will get shut down, and once you have conversation, the only option a man have is violence, and that not going pretty at all. That not going to go pretty at all. So I'm all for dialogue and conversation, Archie, and the student council what you were a part of, and the participation where the government trying to introduce and the same thing was all good goals. You follow me?
Yes.
Very great goal, because it allow for the growth and the cooperation of people, because that's how Meadowbrook was. And Meadowbrook environment facilitated that in art. That was a good thing about it. Maybe it couldn't work in all the environment, But you know what Meadowbrook, just like I say, you compare Meadowbrook to where I come from, And it probably couldn't work down all Saint in art. It couldn't work down here, because the political tension was just too much there. Not at Meadowbrook, though. Not at Meadowbrook. So it could have worked at Meadowbrook. In my mind, Meadowbrook is like an example for Jamaica could and can be, You follow me? I said, if the politics are not tarnished, If the politics, because you think about it, we go Meadowbrook for 5 years, most of it. And I leave Meadowbrook, I never ask someone in the political party to vote for, Years later, Archie and the man a friend, I in the business which PM is the same way, You don't concern about that, Archie, because all you're concerned about is Meadowbrook.
Life.
Two different colors you concern him, green and blue. I know better which one you are. Because the same thing, Archie.
Yeah, but even look during sports time.
Exactly.
When we have sports day and them sort of thing, there's all fun.
Yeah. Exactly, Archie. Exactly.
Everybody mix up and everybody's having a laugh.
I'm talking about fun, Archie. Give me some of the fun memories. Because you mentioned a man name earlier. Give me some of the fun memories you have at Meadowbrook. You talk about Rattig and Herbie, a thief your shoes or a hide your shoes. And so you have to take bus go town barefoot?
No, man, I will give back my shoes one after. I don't know, but to this day, I don't know who did hide the shoes, because afterwards, I just see the shoes appear up and,
Them must hide it, but when Ratty and Herbie, they would have known who hide it. You see,
yeah, man. They were very a part of the whole thing. You asked about fun memories, and I remember one back with in relation to Mr. Chin and one of our 3C with an extrovert by the name of Jerome Gray. Now, Jerome is a man like him at the time him used to profess Christianity, and him is a man of truth, and him no business. He might tell you, him just tell you in mind. So like one at the time when we were doing a maths test, and I don't think that scene will be there now, because the one of them hills they must full up a house now. But in our time, a pier, when you look to the hill down a bottom field, it used to have pier
green, yeah man, yeah.
Certain time at the year, you can put your pot on the fire, say the rain are gonna come, because it certain time of the year it just rain by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So we had to do this maths test, and Miss Millwood was a maths teacher, and a year-end test, so Miss Millwood give out the test and we start, and then Jerome put on him pen and sit down at the window and look out, and so Mrs. Millwood walk up to him and say quietly, because exam said, Jerome, what is that mean? Him said, Miss, I'm looking at the hills and look at the beauty, look at the rain and the breeze blowing the rain against the hills, and so she said, yes, Jerome, but you're doing a test, you need to do it. So Jerome said, Miss, I cannot let this pass me. Look at it. So she said, you're not doing the test. Him said, no, miss. So she said, so what am I to put on your test, on your mark? You say, you can give me a 0, miss. And me tell you, say, Jerome sit down there the whole time, I observe the hills and never do the test. Yeah? So that was the extreme of Jerome. So another time again now, we have commerce with Mr. Chin, a double session. So at about 5 minutes before the end of the second session, at Jerome that walk in, at first two shift we're having at the morning after devotion.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Chin is such a strict man that you can't come in Mr. Chin class even 5 minutes late, you know. So most man that just go hide. But Jerome just walk right up to Mr. Chin and say, "Good morning, Mr. Chin." Mr. Chin like jump off his chair and say, "Wait, tell me something. Where you going?" Jerome said, "I'm coming to my class, sir." So Mr. Chin said, you know the time? So Jerome look at it like himself, yes, sir, 5 to 10. He said, "So what time the class start?" Jerome said, 8 o'clock, sir, or something like that. So Mr. Chin said, "So where you going now?" He said, "I'm coming to my class." So Mr. Chin said, "Tell me something, what time you get up?" Jerome said 9 o'clock. School like say school call like say 7:30. You don't remember what it was. So Mr. Chin said, I tell you, Jerome is a man who just tell you the truth, you know. Him know that. So Mr. Chin turned to him and said, "I like a man who speak the truth. So tell me something. Why you get up 8 o'clock?" So Jerome said, "Mr. Chin, I get up 6 o'clock and I go to the bus stop and I not getting a bus till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So I just get up late and come late because when I get up early, I still come late."
And then I tell you, and Jerome, Archie, Jerome used to live up in the hills.
No, man, he used to live at Duane Park.
Oh, yeah, but on the Lime tell you, it's not Lime telling at all.
No, man, him that tell. It's the truth him that tell you, but enough people. But Jerome, him just make you know, say, him just tell Mr. Chin, say, "Look, me not in a no rush. I know."
Even if he gets up early, him still come at school late. Yes, exactly.
Him wake up early and him still reach late. So him say him just wake up late and come late.
You know what the Meadowbrook magazine says? He was an alert gospel preacher, defender of his faith, budding photographer.
Yeah, man, that Jerome, that man, him always a preach, man. I'm going to tell you, say, brother, way. But Mr. If you remember Mr. Chin and how Mr. Chin is strict, that anybody like the average student in a them time, they would have run and hide a mile.
Yeah.
In all sort of issues. Him just come in and tell him the truth, and him no business. You see, Mr. Chin that say, "All right, 1 week detention." We say, "Okay, sir, thank you very much." But that guy is a character that always sits on top of my mind.
Yeah, man, I can see what I mean, Archie. From the man, I look on the rain and say, "Just give me a 0, no matter at all."
He tell me, say, "Boy, this nature, this scene of nature is too beautiful to miss. So give me a 0.
Yeah. And talking about Caden, Archie, did you ever fortunate and unfortunate enough to get Caden from his top?
No, man. Hey, this is another thing I'm going to say. So let me tell you, say, I don't think I've ever been late for class in my entire school career. I get one detention in my entire school career. And it was me as an individual. It was the whole class. I can't remember what did happen or who did give the detention. But something did happen, like, I don't know if I some test failure or something, but it was something that happened that required that everybody will get detention, whether or not you were a cause of the mishap that caused the detention. But no, me was.
Yeah, punish. So that is one of the reasons why Archie then you became prefect in a fourth farm, which was very unusual because you took the fact that you come from in the inner city and you wanted to set an example for say you not let down yourself or your community.
Yeah.
And the 3C, you take that to heart, Archie. You were to be you say you want to be a model student then.
Yeah, but I think it's probably is I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate in my personality, but because like I said to you, at All Saints, I was also, but they never call it head boy, they call it boy of the year. So I was boy of the year for All Saints, basically saying like you're an head boy for you have boy of the year and girl of the year, which is like head boy, head girl. So what I'm saying basically is that it is just naturally me always it is entrusted upon me that I should probably do these leadership roles.
Yeah.
Only, in fact, Mr. Top, if he was alive now, he would have been very disappointed to know that I was not actively in politics or something like that. He said to me, say, I am expecting great things from you.
What's that said to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Him caught one day in my office and him tell me, say, like, him basically I say, boy, you are a student of, high quality and thing. Why? But
So
somehow...
You never really sound like you're surprised then, Archie, when you became head boy and president of the student. It's like you feel like, say, it's a role that will belong to you then. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to you, say, basically, and that is why, like, a lot of the fun where a lot of my friends have at school, I never really have it because, like, from day one, I was entrusted with responsibility,
Yeah.
But me, that third farm, I think a third farm are there about, me get the house captain, Miss McLean, and give me something to do with Sanders' house. And after that, it was house captain or farm captain. Or, So basically it was, just, and probably it's fortunate for me that I may have worked my way up to England and then therefore the responsibility, the social or political responsibilities took backseat because you're in a different society. Probably if I was here, I would have probably more than likely be involved in something and probably wouldn't be here talking to you now because with the Jamaican society what it is and then the kind of personality that I have in that it's done in a certain order or thing, I would probably not survive.
Yeah.
You see,
you understand exactly what I mean, Archie, because of the political tension in Jamaica, you may not have survived and when leadership role they take on, right.
Who know me well, and so say basically, it's like I'm not really the one to stand for foolishness and them thing there. I talk it as it is, I have seen here that where that in a lot of circumstances could be a disadvantage to your existence.
So them say God never make a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. So I was pushed out of the environment because of circumstances, probably because so that I can survive today. And likewise, my auntie said to me, you probably come back down here, you're complaining about this, but probably if you were in England, you'd have probably stressed out, and because working with the Metropolitan Police, it's a highly stressed job. And
when you say Metropolitan Police, Archie, that's when the Cockney accent come out,
Okay.
Don't you hear it?
Yeah, I just waiting for the cup of tea and slice of cake now.
Oh no, I don't because I tell you what, it would be more like I tend to kind of go straight English more than accent, because I remember like I was up there one time and this Scottish lady said to me, she said, where in England are you from or something? And I said to her, I'm Jamaican. She said, you don't sound Jamaican. So, she said, I sound sort of like posh English. I don't remember what the term she had used, but that was what she was hinting, So, she was saying basically, my behavior and tone is not very Jamaican. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's a common thing with some of our artists. Like, when we not talk the patois and we just go, and all of this slow down and talk the English, them can't pick up where we come from at all. We talk the Queen's English, But it's not like them. It's not like all them talking in Archie.
That's it.
You want to come out of the patois and speak one, I was talking to one of them, and I know the patois, it's like them, I say, then where come from?
Yeah.
I think that's what I've had that experience. The man I said, "No, where you from?" Man, Jamaica. I said, "I'm not."
Yeah, but so it's I kind of get a little bit.
Yeah. But let me ask you another question, Archie. What the most embarrassing moment you can remember? Meadowbrook, or a couple of them if you have them, where you look back on with a smile. Apart from the one with shoes.
The shoes, yeah. Embarrassing moment, boy. There was not really much, as I said to you, because like I said to you, this is the problem is because like I was always so occupied with responsibility that
you don't have much time for that. That's I put
no,
Let
really
me
how
put,
much time
yeah.
really sleep at them thing because like you know you always know that your juniors are watch you the first farmers.
And you take your responsibility seriously. You're not going to like it. You don't have the luxury to do like a Herbie or Ratty with that or me with that because we not take responsibility serious at all. We did it for literally challenge the system and test man like you and I say ratted. And
yes.
and Doggy talk earlier. I say remember Archie
Yeah,
give attention.
I don't know. I don't know what I did, but Archie caught me doing something wrong, and he gave me some lines, and all I remember was, "Boy, try not make this happen again because it's painful to write 200, 300, 400 lines, and you double up the pen. Remember what you do?
Yeah, man,
you put one pen on top of the other and write in such a way that it is legible enough so that you hit 2 lines with one stroke of the pen."
Yeah, man, you tie a pen with elastic band, man. I mean,
because, and I said to myself, I would never get caught with that again because Archie at Meadowbrook was very strict. He was a no-nonsense man.
Archie don't know them hack at all, man. We know say,
yeah.
We know say, you get lines, but at one time you write, instead of 100, you write it 50 times because you tie the pen together, Archie. I want to you.
Yeah.
Me never know
I would never let that happen to me again. I remembered you so clearly for it, and I said, "Oh crap! I better not make this happen again."
I tell you what, there was this guy named Richie that him used to give me so much trouble. I can't remember what his surname, but he must have the trouble, like you know. And me I tell you, say, him used to give me peer problem, you know, and some used to throw them the detention and pan him and me and him used to, it's one of them little youth there who just a rebel from day one. But the interesting thing was, you know, when I left Meadowbrook, you know, and like the first year after I left, and I started stumbling to him somewhere in Havendale, and him came, and him glad to see me, and him say, Archie, you know how I miss you. Him say, the prefect them now, the one of them a joke, you know, you can't do anything. Uncle, you alone, you so. I mean, I said, right, listen to that, The guy, because when we used to do that, he used to complain so much at home, me wicked, and, you know, me fight.
Yeah.
Him tell me how he miss me. The human character is really funny, I tell you. But I guess probably him, I don't know what his situation was at home and so, you know, but he was just sort of like, I guess him kind of look upon me as a kind of father figure in a way.
Maybe that's it. If somebody actually secure about him, I want keeping him like get where we want to get where.
It was so disappointed to know that I'm not there anymore.
Let me ask you a question, Archie. You left school in 1977, right? And Meadowbrook never started well in sports until in the 1980s. Were you surprised that Meadowbrook became like a powerhouse in the sports in the 1980s?
Of course, because when I heard the interview with Becky and Gerald, I didn't know about them things because, like I said, probably I was away in England. Yeah, but let me see. You're talking about sports. I'm gonna give you something to laugh about, which is it was not an embarrassing moment. It's a laughable moment. So playing cricket and you know Lally, Lawrence,
man, Muchika brother them, Lally's Monroe, yeah.
Lally used to play on the cricket team, you know, but him used to have a sonar. The Monday, because you know, even at them time that pure music and them thing there. But that Lally's used to have a sound, I think. So Lally's got play the Friday night, and we had a cricket match Saturday. So, but we of course Meadowbrook with team week and stuff. So we have to use him. I don't remember if we knew that he was not, you know, he didn't have him sleep or whatever. So we are back now, and of course Meadowbrook in a problem. So every runs count. Yeah. So we don't agree, you know, that every possibility must go there now. So I am on the strike, and the man bowled the ball to me, and of course I sort of flick it off, watching the oncoming fielder. But there's a run in it.
You tell him take
so
one.
I judge it and I play and I say yes, I just take off. And when I go down, and I remember now, it's 100 meters, you know. So when I go down, you know, because after I watch the man and realize say him just have enough time to pick up the ball. So when I go down and reach on 3/4 of the way down and lift up my head, I see Laddie sit down on him bat.
That's it. Man, not half Archie.
The man, another half. So I so frightened, you know, but me I tell you, me I come at about 100, me I bolt it, go down, you know. So the only thing I could have said is, run one, Lallis.
So what he's doing is making sure he maintains his wicket and you when get run
the
out.
man asleep. You know, Archie said the man asleep. The man just come from session and asleep. And the non-strikers then.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, he was that bad?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
That's what Archie Archie wake him up.
I'm sure Gerald Belnavis remember that incident clearly, man.
Yeah.
So did you get run out, Archie, or did you go up?
Lallis just run straight to the pavilion, man.
Yes, you say exactly. He want to go back in the pavilion.
He just went into the pavilion, take off his pads and just go sleep.
He wanted to go back in the pavilion. He wanted to go back to the pavilion, man.
Yeah.
and talking about the pavilion, Archie, after me ask you the question, what was your relationship like with the Reds? Mr. Barnes, the man who used to run back on the field. Yeah.
Was good, man. Well, I'm Barnes is good, man. With him look banana field on the side near the gully there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. He must have a son come to Meadowbrook too, you know.
Yeah, man. Kingston. Yeah, man. We'll play when we reach the year when we reach Colts finals. I think at the year the last 1977 Meadowbrook reached Colts finals. Doug and I, Colts cricket final. Doug and I were part of the team, and Mr. Barnes' son was part of that team. Kingsley.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he will probably own the batting on my team, you know.
Yeah, man. Maybe play Sunlight to man. A good batsman too. Yeah.
Mr. Tabb send him go stats.
Yeah. Kingsley Barnes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I remember.
Oh, he went stats. Okay.
Stats afterward. And remember sister. It was his sister.
Yeah, Beverly. His name. Beverly Vassell. Beverly Vassell.
It wasn't Barnes' daughter.
Okay.
She was in my class.
It was his sister.
It wasn't Barnes' sister, but it wasn't Barnes' daughter, Archie. But she and Kingsley were sisters. I think the same mother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wouldn't have known.
My one other son who almost came to Meadowbrook, you know, but because of football, Wolmer's took him instead.
Yeah. Bucky Barnes attack. I remember.
Nathaniel Barnes.
Man. Yeah, man. I know your attack. Yeah, but Reds was one of them man they have for honor to talk about to Archie at Meadowbrook at the time. You can't forget Reds, man. Red run bottom feel like it was him, like a plantation. It's like him in charge down there somewhere.
When we hear that Jelly, when we reached semi-final, man, Reds was so happy for the school, you know.
Yeah.
Till remember we stood on and rolled the pitch during lunchtime.
Yeah.
And when we make it to the quarter-final, semi-final round, you know.
Yeah.
Reds we never come down there again, come roll the pitch, he will roll it.
He will roll it for yeah.
We have to prepare, practice.
Yeah, man.
Time just want to be good.
But you know, I'm going to have to drive down to Bottomfield and have a look, you know. Me really, now that you don't tell me though, because me have to go see how it's still. But it's probably better now than what it was.
It's better now. But Archie, look on it like we're in a town. Now. Take a look on it and then.
I'm going to have to go there and have a look, you know.
Yeah, man. But me I see Red I know as what talk, man. The cigarette in my mouth, to the side of my mouth, and him cutlass in a dead hand.
Let's make him dumpling them, man. One dumpling full of belly.
You know the kerosene tin them, Freddy, yes. Yeah.
One you want.
Yeah.
If I'm butter, put butter enough.
And Red's language was very colourful to him. Never ease up on him language, Archie. You learn.
Oh, yeah, man. You're a rough guy. Already is running.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You saw a black man playing or something.
Yeah, but I didn't music. Red's never fear no man at time.
No, I think they used to have a joke. Say one little shot, man. Where you saw those shoemaker out already, where they stab him in the hand.
But you know, that's how him died though.
No, I would have presumed so. He must have gone by now.
Yeah, man. It's a man attack him and give him some machete chop up on the hill, you know.
Yeah,
After about a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Where? You mean same place up on the hill of Meadowbrook there?
Bottom field,
Yeah.
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 Hey,
Yeah.
from back
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He died. He died a horrible death.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hear that too. I hear that too. Doggy and Freddie. Yeah.
what year that happened? I know what period that was.
I couldn't tell a year, to be honest, because kind of long
I'm
time.
before 2000 no Freddie.
Yeah,
man.
right in that time.
A
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time,
right
Archie. A
in
long
that
time.
time.
Here's him gone, man. A long time.
Because at
Oh,
that time, his son Nathaniel was playing under 14 for me.
mhm.
Right.
At the
Yeah,
time.
So
yeah, and Nathaniel's about 40 something now.
yeah, so
Mhm.
It's a good little while,
yeah,
man. It's a good little while.
Yeah,
yeah. The field
boy.
has never been
Yeah.
the same since that man left there. That field was just an oasis. The water overflowing in the dam and coming into the field. That field has never seen that kind of care that man put on that field.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that Jerome think about Doggy when the rain a fall. Him better think about bottom field and the fun when music have going on bottom field. The tank overflow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was magical.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Archie, let
But
me ask you another question, you know, my brother. What
Eh.
the best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook?
is that for me?
Yeah, man. That's your question. What the best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook?
I would think the my leadership skills has been harnessed significantly from being at Meadowbrook, as I said to you before, because from early days, yeah, I've been entrusted with these various responsibilities, and they have carried me through up to today, you know, and the responsibility of honoring your word and being honest with people. I learned a lot of that from my experience dealing with the administration, dealing with the students them that I had to lead, the prefects, you know. There was a lot of exposure that made it quite easy for me in the out of the wider sphere of my post high school days. You know, so
you mentioned something earlier when the question I asked you, Archie, say you were surprised at when Meadowbrook did after you leave, and that is one of the reasons why me and Freddie motivated to start them conversation here, you know, because before I started this, you know, I didn't know Meadowbrook that whole heap of things. I was an integral part of enough of the team them. As a player and afterwards as I was student, I motivated you them. And it's almost like it was going to be forgotten. I mean, I said I didn't want to go in a black hole at all, Archie. I just start them conversation here to make sure we, as players and supporters for them team in the 80s, remember it, and I never realized the Meadowbrook could have come tell them memories and them story. And I'm like you come forward and now. Respect and appreciate that, man. I didn't know it would inspire somebody who come to school before me. It's me I said to you, and walk come tell them story. So I'm just that was my motivation mainly to say I didn't want our memory and our history going to a black hole. And by extension now, I don't want no Meadowbrook student memory going to a black hole. I'm gonna hear your story now, Archie. Your inspirational story I come from the inner city. I come to a 9th grade achievement test, end up as head boy in England, get called to the bar as one of the most prestigious institution in the UK. I'm going to hear them story. And Nick, are you to listen to them story or not going to hear them story, Archie? So
don't forget that I was called, but I did not attend.
You know what I said? No, understood. Then we hear the conversation, Archie.
Yeah, but that was still an achievement, and it's something that I am really proud of, you know.
Yeah.
For whatever reasons, you know, nature must know why them didn't permit me to go. So we just leave that as a part success. But I still was honored.
Yeah, man. No. That's why I mentioned that. That's why it's still an honor anyway. You get called and you never get to take it up because of other circumstances. Right.
Be part of being Meadowbrook, you know?
Yeah, man. Definitely. And that's part of the memory now I bring out, you know. We wouldn't have before without them conversation. Them conversation, a man can go listen it next year 10 years time when a man can hear about your story, Archie. So that's
a man I come from the inner city and could have reached at that level, then another youth from the inner city can know, say, boy, you know,
that's
reach to there. So.
That's the whole idea, Archie. That's exactly the idea, I say. That's exactly the idea, I say. But me ask another question, Archie. How you feel I bring up back all the Meadowbrook memories after all these years? I left school in 77, I thought about more than 40 years ago. 77, not count right. Almost 50 years ago, Archie. How it make you feel now? I bring up back all the Meadowbrook memories, yeah.
I tell you what, it made me feel like it was just yesterday. And it also alerted me to the fact that, you know, time has passed, and also that much time is left for us to achieve what we want to achieve. So, you know, like what we talk about in terms of doing something for the school that can last long after our generation, it make you feel like you don't really have much time left. Because you see how much people in this discussion that they come out in this conversation that has passed that I didn't even know of.
Right.
And there are many more. There are many more we don't know.
Yeah.
That I say Gregory gone. I hear about Mark. I know Mark, them the developer. I don't.
God.
Yeah, and Christopher. All them people we never know. You know, my other 3C classmate, Rose Smart, she passed. So, you know, to answer the question as to how it make me feel that what needs to be done, what is to be done, or what can be done needs to be done urgently.
No. Yes.
Yeah. Basically that. Because like you say, it's 40 years, you know. We were talking about what was happening in our teens, and now we're in the 60s. So,
yeah. What, as a legal professional, I say, Archie, what needs to be done post haste, right?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely, Archie.
You're a little touch of the law in your too.
No, my friend was a lawyer who I talk to almost every day. So every now and then, me and him go through that. So, and I hear him say something, and I say, what do you mean by that? So it's like we get mentored in a way. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm studying at the UK too, so yeah, and him would have a good conversation. Because he did law in the UK before him come back home. So yeah.
Okay. So he's a practicing lawyer.
He retired now, man. In that generation older than me. I mean, I'm 80s, but he retired now. So yeah. But what the institution in name when you get called to the bar? I must ask him about it. What the name of the institution?
My institution?
Yeah. Which one?
The Inner Temple.
Inner Temple. I must write it down. I forgot to ask him tomorrow.
Praising Temple. Yeah, you have link.
Yeah, when we ask him tomorrow, man, he will give me a whole lecture on it. So.
Yeah. Ask him about it was Black Man get called to the Inner Temple.
I'm going to ask him about it tomorrow. I'm glad I bring it up back.
Yes, I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Commitments and them thing there, which is
Yeah.
You know, you have a call and you have a judgment call, and probably if you did leave it, if you did sacrifice the family and take the call, I would have regrets. No, I sacrificed the call and stick for the family, but I still have regrets. But that is life.
No, we all have to do that, Archie. I had to do that too when I just come here 22 years ago. And I said, why, a family or career, I'm going to choose family. Because that is like me just start a career or just a think about it. So it's me as because all have the choice for me, Archie.
Yes.
All have the choice for me, and I say, right. Sometimes you can do both. The career allow you for the both, and sometimes you just do have the choice at all. I mean, I have no regrets, Archie. I have no regrets at all. That's how we look on it, So,
sometimes, as a naturalist to me, sometimes the choices that you make is not yours. It was a higher calling.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So, I should have did this, but probably you never get that. You wouldn't have had the chance to do it because the higher calling will not permit it.
I agree with that, Archie. I agree with that. And talking about family, Archie, let me ask you this question. What life lesson you learn in Meadowbrook you pass on to your friends and family?
What life lessons I've learned at Meadowbrook?
That you pass on to your friends and family, yeah.
You know, for me, it's I think honor your word. Be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because I in a lot of occasions and a lot of incidences in Meadowbrook, I would have had and I try to pass it on to. I just have 2 girls, you know. Fortunately, them are it's fortunate and unfortunate, all blend into one. They are in England and they are English, so the Jamaican experience that sort of steer me in that direction, they probably would not have had. But I think it would hold true for them even up there. You know.
But be true to your words. True to your word.
True
Yes.
man. True to your word. You know.
At the end of the day, that's all you have, you know. That is all you have, you know, Arch. No care what kind of money you have. If your word don't mean nothing at all, the money not gonna mean nothing, you know.
Not gonna mean nothing to you, you know. So
nothing at all. Nothing
yeah, man. Definite.
Nothing, Archie.
Are you a spiritual person? What do you believe?
Yeah, if I'm a spiritual person?
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that there's a creator. I do not necessarily believe that that creator is represented by religious characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that our not so much spiritual as religious experiences is dictated by the geographic location in which you are fortunate or unfortunate to be a part of. Meaning that you're here in Jamaica, and so we are exposed primarily to Christianity.
Right.
But if we were to, or if we were fortunate or unfortunate to be in the Middle East or Afghanistan or wherever, then you would be exposed to primarily the Islamic teachings.
Right.
Yeah? Where in India, you would have probably be exposed to the Indian way of Shinto. No, he said Shinto is Chinese, the Japanese or Chinese. Yeah, but basically that is why I mean, depending on your geographic, the geographic birthplace, it will primarily dictate what you're primarily exposed to. But it don't necessarily mean that it is right or wrong. We don't know. And that is why I do not spend a lot of time on religious. It is. I'm not saying that it's not important, because it's important because of the fact that it is a part of the culture or your historical background. But it's not what is going to dictate where your spiritual comfort will rest. Don't know if I don't want to get that there where you take me into a realm.
That's a good answer. No, that's a good answer.
No,
because
me jump in, Archie, and I have some thoughts on that, because there's a book came out recently, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And what the book was saying is almost like the book I try to put together all of the religious idea them without the religion. Because every religious idea have something profound in it, you know, and useful for live, you know.
Yeah.
I think what I say, me I gotta say it is like religion has divided us more than unite us in a certain way, you know. You follow me? I said to you, because you pick your own religion. Religion is like politics and all them things. So what the book was, I forget the title of the book. I forget the title of the book completely. I don't read it or nothing. It was saying, if you can use the religious idea from all the religion them we have worldwide, and maybe there are over 2,000 religion, because everybody is a religion. Now, this is or nothing, but I just say some of them dominant more than others. And just put the profound idea them together and follow the teachings and the principle, then maybe we would have better off. You see me, I say, if we take religion out of the message and just have the message, I don't know if it's possible, Archie, I don't know if it's possible, but the man I put the book together and I say, right, maybe this is an intellectual way if you look on it and I say, how you going to treat the message without the religion? That's basically what I'm saying. Eh?
Jelly,
Yeah.
I need to get that book.
I went to look for the title book and tell Freddie.
It's so like me.
No, I went to remember the title of the book and tell you, Freddie. I say I wanted to get it, but when I look on it, it was only available in the UK. So you have to go through UK Amazon. And it was, I couldn't even get it by Kindle. I'm only read book on Kindle, you know, Freddie. So I'm just, me kind of set back, but I get the name, I send it to you, Freddie.
Yeah, me try to get one from them.
Yeah. No,
Hey, you
man.
can send it to me too, you know, when I love to see it.
I will. When I send me part of homework, and the books are intriguing me, I say, right, I'm going to look and say, how much for it, and I look for it, but it never, you know, me forget it right away. Because I like the book on Kindle, and it was the Amazon UK, and I said, I can't go through. But the top title of the book, that intrigued me, man. And I just talking about that art, I'm going to look for the title of the book and send to you. I'll definitely
see, because sound like something what I really want to say right now.
Definitely. I understand what you say.
Let me share with you guys, you see. I remember when we were at school, and back at Meadowbrook, of course, and we didn't have the teacher didn't turn up for the particular class. I can't remember what class it was, but Mr. Thorpe decided to come in and fill instead. So it was being rumored, you know, that Mr. Thorpe is a non-believer. And, you know, so one of the members of the Christian group said to him, Mr. Thorpe, do you believe in the Bible? And he said to them, his answer was this: I will not answer that question. But what I'll tell you is this, that the Bible is one of the best books and the worst book in the world. So they're like, oh, how could you say that? And he said, I tell you why. He said, you can use it to work miracles. And you can use that same book and work some of the most evil and devious things in the world. And it is a very truthful statement. Yeah? That he say, because it is, if you know what to do with it, you can work miracles with it. And if you know what to do with it, you can use it to do some of the most evil things in the world.
And
so,
the reason,
question.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And you know why? Because if you study the Bible, as I have, there is law, Old Testament, and there's grace. And so if you rule your life based on, depending on what side you believe to be truthful to you, it can turn where if something offends you, you cut off your hand, literally. So you can't take that literally because of how the whole thing is. That's why I believe he would say that. But I remember going to Meadowbrook, and in the 70s, my home is a Christian home, and I noticed that what was being very, very popular was Rastafarianism because of their peacefulness and their love. And a lot of young men, even right there in Meadowbrook, were turning to that faith because of the peace of it and the brotherliness, and not the, because I believe your heart, you should love. And if you love God, you can't say you love God and then you don't love your brother. And my takeaway in all of this is to do good and to want to take care of your brother and be caring for your brother, because we go out of this world with nothing as we came in. So it's about love and just live and let live.
Yeah, they say faith, hope, and love.
Of course.
Religion, in a sense, come like the Bible in itself. I mean, not disrespect it. Come like when a policeman drive behind you, him can lock you up for anything. You can prove anything you want from the Bible or the law books. It depends on the interpretation, and that itself is a challenge. You see me, I said to you, this is not just there. But when I find the name of the book, I forgot look back to the notes and see if I did write down the name of the book. But it was very intriguing in terms of that.
Yeah, we are members of Meadowbrook, you know, and I share with you guys again another interesting spiritual lesson that I've learned at Meadowbrook. One time we were having a discussion, that is Oliver Daly in religious education class, and he gave us a really good example about what faith is and religion, and specifically Christianity. And he said to me, if you notice and you stack up some tins a can, you have that pyramid stacking system, yes? And So you go 10, 9, 8, 7, till you have 1. So he says that if this is in religion now, if you realize that the foundation, the 10 stock, there's something in it that is fundamentally wrong. And if you were to pull it out, everything would crumble.
Yes.
If you follow.
Yeah.
Because they're stocked on each other. And that is why it is so difficult for people, once they commit themselves into a faith, to pull themselves from it. Yeah? Like, for example, Christian who has committed themselves for much years, and then they suddenly realize that, probably this is not so right, and Islam to answer. It is difficult to move over.
I found the book, gentlemen. I just sent it to you, Archie. The Pragmatic Guide to Crafting Religion.
To crafting religion?
Yes. And I'm going to send it to you to Freddie, because it is such a profound book that is like me, I say, right, I needed to get it, but if you get it and you can share it with me or something like that, or if you can get it to me, let me know, because, and I'm going to send it to you to Dougie. It was just, what the man I say, I'm say, right, this is a book where we all need to read, because we all need pragmatic guides. Crafting. It's like when I say, you got to craft religion, the religion. That's what it's really about, So,
I am reading a book right now called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He was a philosopher king, 5th Roman emperor, and it is his biography, and it is an amazing book to read his thoughts. He says that everything that you see, no matter what century you're living in, it is not new. It is just a cycle. It is a cycle coming back.
The whole universe and everything is a cycle.
Yes.
Say this to you guys again. Again, from it was a Catholic Bible I got this from. It is in the introductory stage, and it says that you cannot understand the New Testament unless you understand the Old. But the Old Testament is coded, and you have to be able to unlock the code in order to understand the Old, so that it will enable you to understand the New. I leave you guys with that to think about.
Yeah.
The Old Testament, which is written, is coded.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that, Archie. Yeah. You have to learn how to unlock the code to understand it, yeah.
Right. And you don't make the sense you try to understand the new unless you understand the old. And to understand the old, you have to be able to unlock the code.
It's a holy power.
Yeah.
It's, you read these things and you think about it, when he talks about nothing is the same. And then he goes on to say, Monimus says everything is just an impression. And is everything in life just an impression? That's something to really ponder about,
Yeah.
It's interesting. So actually, I have another question for you. What do you fear? What do you fear?
Probably fear itself.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I
and that's not a trick question. I ask even myself, what do I fear?
It's not a getting out of it answer.
Right.
Because fear is I notice, like, I have things like things that I don't like reptiles.
Right.
And at one point,
we don't like lizard and snake,
Yeah, and then I said, but is it a fear or a dislike?
Right.
What do I fear? I don't. That question away down that I have fear or not, and I think probably there's fear. I don't think anybody's void of fear.
Let me try answer that. Not try answer hard. Let me give a take on it, because it's like fear. And you talk about fear in lizard and snake and height. Evolutionary, we're all born with certain fear, whether we like it, yes or no,
Yeah.
Because we're all here evolutionary, We survive, I know our DNA survive, and our parents' DNA survive because I fear make us survive, you know. That's a survival
we are
instinct.
programmed to fear, Jelly.
Yeah, no, it's a survival instinct, Freddie. When
fear. Yeah. We're
millions of
programmed. We
years
learn
ago, it's
fear.
like,
We learn fear.
yeah, man, no, man, yeah, it's programming now, you know, because you fear height, because you drop, you go dead. We call it gravity, I got to kill you. In a year, bully for years gone by, in a certain place in Australia now, a reptile come near you, we don't know at all, you're more likely to dead from it because it might go sting you and dead you and kill you. So instinctively, you know, you fear them things in the Archie. And because we survive from them people that come down, it's in our DNA, we didn't realize it, you know, instinctively, because that's...
Right here, example, Billy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before I even leave primary school, I could swim.
Yeah.
I used to go down to the water and swim in all the dirty water and all that. I know when I'm about grade 6, went down by St. Andrew's Scotskirk for some singing festival.
Yeah.
One of my brothers them decided they must swim down the pier. The two of them drowned. And I can't swim again.
Yeah.
You know the reason for that though, gentlemen. If you look at a small baby, right? I look at my own kids. Until they fall down, they don't know what the fear of falling is. It's when they fall that their amygdala in their brain, that is what is remembering the fear. And then it says, if I touch this hot stove, it going to burn me. But the first time that they touch it, they did not fear it, that it was going to hurt them. And so that fear is learned. And you have to say to yourself, can I unlearn this and unprogram my amygdala? Yeah.
It's not that easy thing, though, Dougie. It's an evolutionary
thing. Very difficult.
Because I remember, you know,
very difficult.
I fear keep us alive, you know.
Absolutely.
I fear why we're there now, millions of years later from when the first human walk off and decide. And that even religion answer the question, how we come about, you know. They do have a definite answer for that at all, and we'll never have a definite answer for that at all. But I fear why we survive. Without fear, you're not going to survive at all. Without fear,
absolutely.
Not going to keep you alive.
A question for all. What is the meaning of fear God? You should fear God.
Well, they say wisdom begins with the fear of God, you know. Wisdom begins with the fear of God. So if you know, in other words, you have to fear the unknown. You have to fear. You have to fear somebody, or whoever being you believe create you, because we never create ourselves at all, you know. It is He who has created us, and not we ourselves.
But why should we fear instead of respect?
Well,
exactly.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Why do they say fear God instead of respect God?
Yeah, that is a good question, Archie, and that is
100%, Archie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to consult my pastor. You know what? Let me tell you what I know. I know that if in order to understand this whole globe, like the religion and everything, to me, I would have a better understanding for my ignorant self if I were to be exposed to go to theological college to understand how things were interpreted, how it came about, because left to yourself is an interpretation or someone else interpreting for you.
Yeah.
How do you know what it is when you don't know what the source is, or you didn't go to the source to read it and to study it? And that's why I believe certain countries are saying now the pastors have to go to a theological college to study about this whole thing, or when you're going to lead people, because how you going to know something if you didn't go to the source for whatever you consider that source to be? Because you have the pantheists that believe that God is everywhere. God is everywhere. And so it becomes a very interesting dynamic. But fear God, as they say, I guess it's something we learn. So we learn from Mr. Grant, Mrs. Peter King, all of those people who taught those things. You know, I remember Reverend Oliver Daly at an assembly meeting. He said to us, you have a chicken and you have a pig, and they're in a discussion with each other who is producing what. And so the chicken said to the hen, I'll produce the eggs, you produce the bacon. That means somebody giving up them life. And we all laughed. We all laughed at the assembly hall with Reverend Oliver Daly. I remember that day. And I said to myself, that's interesting. What are you producing? The chicken says, I'll produce an egg. And then he says to the pig, you produce the bacon, I'll produce the eggs. But somebody's giving up their life. So it is these dynamics. And you say to yourself, what is this all about? Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Me ask you another question, Archie, and a couple more questions before we wrap up, because sometimes it take it 2.5 hours there. 2.5
Jesus.
hours. What I just talk, we talk, Archie. Don't worry yourself. What message did I give to existing student or future student who are going to Meadowbrook? I go hear this podcast 10 years down the road. And remember, come on, pan the Meadowbrook family, student or teacher, what message I going to give to them? What you want them here?
I would want them to understand where our era, what we went through, and over the period of time, which is, from the 1970s, or even going back even further from Meadowbrook when it started in the late 50s.
1958, yeah.
Yeah, 58, yeah. Where we are now and where we would want them to be. Wait, is it 50 years from now?
Yeah.
50.
Somebody take up this program at 20, 30 years from now. None of them might not there. We don't want them here about Meadowbrook. Exactly, Archie.
Ita splendida lo spectra.
Oh, let your light so shine, brother.
Good answer. Good guidance.
Let your light so shine. And that was Miss McLennan sing that too every time, man. With our light. Yes, one.
I think that is basically what, because this is what we are trying to do now. We are trying to let our light shine.
It never say your light. It say let your light, your personal light shine. Everybody have a light to shine.
Exactly. Give them the opportunity to attend Meadowbrook and to achieve what we achieve, wherever and at whatever level in our achievements. Let the light so shine.
Yeah, man.
And then it not on the Ita Splendida, but that men may see your good work.
Yeah.
And respect it.
Amen to that. Amen.
Message that just leave them out. When I'm here this 20, 30 years from now and we're not there, them always say, yeah, man. Them understand the message loud and clear.
Yeah, man. That would I like them for.
Let me ask all three a penultimate question before I ask Archie the last question. I'm going to start to do first, Archie. Is there any question or topic where you like talk about when we never bring up at all? Because a lot of time people come on them conversation here. And then the next morning, the Maserati, so maybe the one Jelly never asked me that question, and come like him forget, And I say, if there anything where you think me leave out, or anything where you want to talk about, the floor is yours.
How we should get our present and future generations to be more involved into the socio-political life and the future of our country. Yeah? How we can get even them present students them at Meadowbrook now, the ones them that going to come the next batch and those after, how we can get them to get really involved in the socio-political and economic life of our country. So we talk about, my time, we talk about the student council, yeah. And so we want the student, something like student, not necessarily have to be what was there in my time, because a different era and different everything. So, but something like that, and how we can get them involved to take the country forward, because me feel so basically the youth them are come up and are come through the system and them don't have a clue seem like, it's an up and down cycle, because in my parents' generation, them never did get the opportunity where we did get. Yeah. But still, there was a lot to be achieved in my time. And I think there was a dip in the movement in that era, the socio-political and economic environment. And I don't know the dip continuing, or if it rise, or if it rise, how them can keep it at a level. But we need to bring in the generation into this aspect of our country. I don't know if me come across.
No, you're very clear, Archie, because we talked about that a couple weeks ago with 2-3 students go to school in the 80s, Easton Liber, Sarah Blair and Dave Robertson, and the same conclusion to come. It's like sometime in the 80s we peak at Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
And then the peak has been not no great descent, but we have not reached that heights again since that time, Archie. And it's all we get the school and the generation and students to actually reach back the heights and exceed the heights.
You want to answer? Can we answer that?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Go ahead.
We talked earlier about the necessity to set up something like a foundation for build on. That's how we have to go. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. And as I said, I will talk to you about this half the year. Because that is something where you talk about. Behind the paid wall, as I like put it. Because not everything you like put in front of the paid wall. And Doug, the same question to you. Any question we could have asked Archie? What never asked him?
Well, I always like talking about love. So was there anybody at Meadowbrook, like a teacher that you might, because Mrs. Riley was there, a lot of teachers were there. Were there any teachers that you were at school that you admired, like female teachers or otherwise, that you said they made an influence on you and they helped to propel you? Was there anybody like that at Meadowbrook?
Well, you asked Archie if you have a crush?
Yes, man. Because when I go Meadowbrook, I have teachers that I study my book just because of them. And I'm saying to myself, because what are the two motivating factors in life? Fear and love. So, but at Meadowbrook, you don't really know what love is. But did you have anybody there that you would say that influenced you to study more, do something, or go in a certain direction while you're at Meadowbrook? Don't get yourself in no trouble now. I call no name.
Not really in terms of admiring them on an intimate basis, but there, and I can say that there was a teacher that really was instilled in me a lot of calm. She was my history teacher, my Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, she taught me to Archie. I know exactly where you talk.
Yeah.
Johnson, right?
A
brown lady with the freckles.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Very calm, and I think she was a doctor or something like that. After, I don't remember what she had left teaching and gone into something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Yep, I remember her.
An attorney or something into Calabar. We play against him in a cricket in the 80s. I know exactly where you're talking. Yes.
I remember his name. Yeah, she have a son and a daughter. I remember. Yeah. But she was very calming to me, and somebody you kind of feel nice to be around, and
Yes.
Put at ease. I know exactly what you're talking. She taught me history, and it's like, in a sense, you just feel at ease when you're around her. You know exactly what you're talking. Yeah, man. You wanted to learn, and somebody, it just comes straight to you exactly when you're teaching. I know exactly what you're talking. Yes.
Yeah, man. That's a part. My.
And Freddie, is there any question you know that me ask Archie? Wait, him could ask Archie, I didn't.
Really, what I would like from Archie still is the fact that I've been to Meadowbrook for about 3 years, 77, and I've never left. But Archie been away for 30 years. How do you try to keep in touch with Meadowbrook and know about what's going on? Because during the 80s, we've accomplished so much, and there are a lot of Meadowbrook people out there who don't even know what's going on. So is there any way that we can keep this together where we can sell Meadowbrook in terms of our accomplishments and all of these things, to let people who pass through, who want to come, can know more about the school. Because I think we are getting to a void right now where Meadowbrook, not that the school is lost or anything like that, but we want to find our way back to that period which Jelly and I really spent so much time talking about. Jelly and I used to talk about this on my way to work. Yeah. Guys couldn't find it at the time.
Exactly.
So Jelly would know the time I leave home, when I would reach work. Because sometimes Jelly and I reach work at the same time. So now that I drive in. Because we talk about it every morning. So it is important. So you want to know which way you think we could keep this kind of thing together, book where we talk about things just chit-chat like we're talking now to improve whatever we're doing. Because I hear your name so much time. It's like saying, I know Archie. It's come like I know you, but the thing is, I never really sit down and talk with you or anything, but I hear your name so much time from Herbie, Panton, I hear about Muchika, I don't know him either, Pledgy. I hear about these people, Ricky Ballin, people want to talk to me one time, and so on. Because he was a goalkeeper like myself, so he come and meet me and talk about the goalkeeping thing. And
he passed it.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah, remember, yeah.
And I know when it happened with his wife and thing. Why did his wife come to Meadowbrook also? It's afterward, Madcap tell me and everything. But we just want to know, Archie, if there's any way you think we can enhance what we're doing now as the Meadowbrook members, or any way we can teach it. Because the Meadowbrook, it is history. Very important. Not because I was a part of it, but I believe it's important. The fact that it was a good time in Meadowbrook history, and we can't lose it.
It inspired them conversation, Freddie. We could just say it out there. That history in the 80s, why me I inspired to start with this. But go ahead, Archie.
Yeah, man. No, you see, and I have the answer to that, but the know it all as to how to get about it. I can't tell you, and this is simply because of this. I think technology is the way forward, like what we are doing here now. Yeah, being able to reach out to each other by way of electronic medium somehow. And I do, because I am not a techie person. I don't know much how to go about it. But I just think, like you have the Zoom thing.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, because when in our time and Sledgy time, when we used to have the Old Students Association, where you go meet at Meadowbrook and you invite 50 people and 5 turn up and them thing, then the other 45 would not have known what had taken place.
That now happen, no.
Yeah, it not have to happen now. Yeah, we can just, if who have the technical know-how can set up communication modes like these, and we have a wide cross section. We can try and link up the entire Meadowbrook fraternity, from past student fraternity who is alive, from technology.
Yeah.
But no other way you're going to be able to do it.
I agree with that, Archie, because gone are the days of Barbadov.
Yeah.
Well, instantaneous message, Archie. We can't communicate with each other, I may tell you. But as I say, it begins, I want to talk about it over and over tonight. Infrastructure in place. The bridge of Fidelity, where man know, say, Meadowbrook, you click on the site, or you can contact this administrator, and he's going to tell you what you're going to do and which part you're going to get. And everything transparent and accountable. I'm not going to stop saying them two words. Transparent and accountable.
Yeah.
That a man knows, say, when him get a thing, him know where to go.
Yeah.
Him know where to go. Transparent and accountable, my brother. So good question, Freddie. I like that question there. I love that question, my brother.
You know how we could have easily start, like I was saying, you have all the various professions now that we can, almost every profession you can find a Meadowbrook person or several Meadowbrook person, lawyers, doctors, engineers. We just need to get a few people from each of the profession, hit it from the professional side, for catch the professionals, and then you're going to, so you're catering for the professionals there. So then you're going to have the wider cross section of civil servants and all the various areas. But we sectionalize it and And not we're saying that certain sector of the Meadowbrook pastor student fraternity is not important. We are cater for everybody. But that's what I'm saying. Generalize it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You know, we doctors, lawyers, you have somebody who know that these are the persons in that profession.
Yeah.
And then these people are the source that you're going to use to help inspire the young students and come up. So we are going to have career week, you know, so you can pull somebody from that group, pull somebody from that group. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we have a wide database of everybody.
That's the key, Archie. The database is the one place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we really are saying. Have a infrastructure with all the database available to everybody one place.
Yeah.
And this is the structure we have. I'd tell you. Because I've been thinking about it, because as I say, I will talk to you about it behind the paid wall. Because I've been thinking about it, and I've been doing a similar discussion like this have been coming up in our next conversation we have from my hometown of Pembroke. And I see a thing. What infrastructure we're going to put in place to make people, because the point is when we realize people out there, Meadowbrook people want to get back to the school.
Mm-hmm.
The student them want it.
Yeah.
But guess what? It's a gap between wanting to give and who them are get it. There's no road, there's no bridge for bridge that. It just don't exist, Archie. Neither we want or Meadowbrook. But it's not there, and that's the people don't want to give it up. And it's not the people don't want to receive. But the gap we need, and we think we can find. As I said, Archie, technology will make us find the gap. I'm not worried about that technology, but it just and it not take much, you know. It don't take away from people. It just take. And everything, when I say this about, I'm say about this. Everything begins with a thought here, my brother. Everything where you do. And I don't even say the first word of the Bible, Doug can correct me. When him say, in the beginning there was a word.
Yes.
And it's a conversation start everything. And a conversation move things to a different level. Conversation, then action.
Yeah.
You follow me? I said, everything, but you can't have the action without the conversation.
Yes.
But at least now we start have the conversation because of these conversations. Sorry for flip on words. Yeah, Archie. Yeah, man. Yeah. But let me ask you, you go ahead, so like you have something else to say.
No, man, no. Go.
Let me ask you, the last question I ask everybody to come on them conversation, Archie. What made Meadowbrook magical?
What made it magical? You see how long may it take to answer the question? Because
it's like me, I think I'm dropping off Freddie, yeah.
No, because try to go through the entire 5 years that I spent there to try and get the answer. But I'd probably say the tranquility, the calmness, and the friendly atmosphere that is there for an institution like Meadowbrook. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I always admire that about this institution. Calm, easygoing, nice people, nice students, nice team, nice ground staff. We just talk about Barnes, Mr. Senior, Picker, everybody, the family atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's always been Meadowbrook.
You get it right. You get it right.
Finish it out. You never finish
You
it
get it right. You get it right.
Yeah, man. Yes. So, any more questions or things before me go? Because I think, boy, I realize that we could have talked on phone for so long.
No, this is we'll close it out, I know, Archie. But any closing remark before I close out? Any closing remark?
Yeah. Well, it has been a pleasure. Really a pleasure. I enjoyed. I'm glad we made the sacrifice for do it. You know, last night, me I tried spent a good amount of time. I try to get this. I know our day before yesterday.
Friday night. When you called me, yeah.
Yeah, the first time I try go up on the connection, you know. What's the name of this?
Discord, the app, Discord.
And as me key up the thing, and I'm about to put in my code. When my code come up, there comes some workman that come and me have to put on the phone and go talk to them, and because I'm have to let them in the house. And after me go back, there's one fight to get back on this card. But I'm glad I persevere and I made it. You know?
Yeah.
Guys, I really enjoy the talk. And if it's going to be at all possible, and you know, for me to make a meeting. You know, I say this because me like ecotourism and everything. Then I have a little place and I said, I try push it up for try and make it something that, you know, we can have a little venue. And when me tree see, them I kick me every year. Because every year I promise them, say, man, I go ready it up that one can come now and spend a weekend. But what I love, definitely, we keep the link, and that's all possible. We can show our Meadowbrook old student, probably the first serious push to get the foundation off the ground. If this I would I love to do. You know, me saying something does look, but I love to do it. You know, if financially and with time allowed me, I'll get to do it. But once we get it up, would I love to have a session like that. We just invite all of the Meadowbrook people and we just throw a jam for the weekend and enjoy ourselves. Would I love that? And if anybody else who have something, a venue like that, them to come in and make we try to do something like that. Because we have to get something going.
And you know St. Mary, Archie?
Yeah, man, I'm in St. Mary there, right? Between Arokobesa and, you know, on the little hill there, between Arokobesa and Port Maria, that area.
Yeah, man. Great part of the country, man. We know that.
Yeah.
And a doggy wife, neck of the woods, them the same familiar with them part.
But once it starts with a thought, it will turn.
Yeah, man. Everything
one
begins
day,
with that thought, Archie.
hopefully.
And you put it out,
Yeah.
and people are going to hear this. And as I said earlier, Posis.
Yes.
Next time you send me Archie particulars right after.
Yeah, man, definitely. But before we close out, Freddie, any closing remark from you?
No, man, I'm good, man. I'm just really happy to meet with Archie.
Yeah.
This forum after hearing so much, because, you know, I'll tell you, when me go me link up with some of the man from his time, Panton and Herbie, as I say, and some other man. Him always come for a conversation. I never really meet him, so it's a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're not disappointed.
And Dougie.
Yeah, man, like you say, we keep the link and hopefully, you know, we can make it face to face one day.
Yeah, man, definitely. And Dougie,
Archie, thank you for the detention and the guidance for putting me back on track, because you always need someone helping you, and you probably don't remember, but I remember very well the guidance to don't misbehave, go in this direction. So thank you for that, and thank you for the fact that yeah, man, no, man, everything good, and thank everyone for making this sacrifice, as you say, Archie, for do this. You, Jelly, and is something good. We just need now forget the thing line up properly back with Meadowbrook, because there is a massive history there, and there was massive magic at Meadowbrook, as you say, in that environment that was so great, you know, and we need to make them know that it's there and say to them, hey, try and bring some of that back. So thank you for that. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Dougie. So, in closing, I'll just close it out and say, Archie Hylton, as I said, the man who has been on my mind, created the biggest upset in 100 meter at Meadowbrook in my time. He said an upset for him, but for me it was Douglas Scruggs, Alfred Henry.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for spending the time, come sacrifice the time, come spend the time with this conversation. It's not a sacrifice. Because what I want Meadowbrook kind of sacrifice. I'm going to put it the right way. We enjoy each other company after 40 years. we talk like we're still there at school. I love that. You see me
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I'm close out them we are every week. God bless the whole away. And God bless that great school at 2 Meadowbrook Avenue. We put it together.
Yeah.
We come like say, as the Hotel California song say, we can't check out any time, but you can never really leave Meadowbrook at all. So God bless all of you. Have a good night, my brothers.
Right.
Archie,
All
Dougie,
right.
and
All
Freddie,
right.
have a good night.
All right,
Yes.
gentlemen.
Give
Cool.
thanks to all.
All right.
And have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Cool. Yep.
Guidance.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks.